Are we live?
Oh,
Mama,
live.
is this real life?
We're live. We're live. We are definitely live. Hey, everyone, thank you for listening to Blerd's Eye View. Blerd's Eye View is a podcast that covers geek culture and everything in between from a POC point of view. I'm your host, Chris Fury. With me is my co-host, the cosplay diva, Brandy.
Sorry, I'm voguing for those listening, so you'all have to watch it.
Yeah,
y'all gotta appreciate my Christmas sweater.
There you go. Hadouken.
It's fire.
It's fantastically bad. It's on.
They're all day.
And then
and back together again is my other co-host, Darius DC Chambers. What's happening, DC?
Me. I just wanted to do that. Oh my God, shout out to my guy Sticky Joe, man, representing the Teen Titans. Sticky Joe. I don't know why, but Sticky Joe's the man. You don't say shit but howdy.
Bye.
Today we have a special guest. His name is Terry Huddleston. Terry's a pencil artist and inker for OSSM Comics, Daniel and Terminarchs. Terry Huddleston is also a lead designer for Huckleberry Inc.'s Marvel and DC licensed cell phone cases, toy collectibles. Terry was recently featured on the Sci-Fi Network's Artist Spotlight. What's going on, Terry?
what is happening? What's happening?
All right. Yeah.
Damn,
So for those who might have came in on our show, it's good to have the trio back together because Darius had his. It is because DC had his birthday last week. So
he had the nerves to be born.
Yeah.
How old are you, DC? What's the
Not
age?
only was I born, I was born like this.
And then he celebrates it every year.
Every year I celebrate one more year above this earth, terrorizing fuckers. I mean people. Sorry.
That's about right.
We're not censored here.
That's kind of the word of the week is fuckers ever since that article came out with that.
Oh my God, yes. And then our
you know what I'm
furniture
talking
should start screaming when we say it. Fuckers.
but
And then
it's like-
everyone's
Fuckers.
I don't think it's like a word I use, but I'm gonna start.
My phrase for the year has been "son of a bitch."
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. Son of a bitch. Some bitch. It don't matter.
I like that.
It don't
Mine is
matter.
CLB, and that's creepy little bastards because there's a lot of those floating around here.
Right.
Oh wow, we've all been saying stuff. Mine has been fucking fuckface, and that's just what I said.
Mine has been the oldie but goodie. Ain't that a bitch?
That's
Ain't that a bottom
classic.
Ain't that a
classic.
bitch? That is a.
bitch.
You don't get that one in funky bitch. That one doesn't get used enough.
Funky bitch is
anymore.
used by those prestigious aunties that just gotta throw that out.
And those
there.
old
Aunties.
grandpas.
Yeah.
That funky bitch
Yeah.
I'll be in there to eat dinner in a minute.
Stankin'. Yeah. That's
Stinking bitch.
that's grandma cuss words right there.
It's definitely
That's-
grandma.
It's very.
That's
poignant,
definitely.
It's Bernie Mac reminiscent is what it is. Them nasty bitch.
Oh,
it's
God.
one,
His
it's
show
one of
is
the-
so good, by the way. It's on Hulu,
was.
and I'm like, that show is phenomenal.
Yeah,
It
it
was,
does not. Consider. TV dad, one of America's best TV dads. He is. Him, Uncle Phil. Yeah.
I loved how he
It is.
treated Jordan. I was so here for it.
Yeah.
I loved it so much.
Yeah, Jordan was a real portrayal. Like what anybody that kids is soft as hell now, man. Like they is not
You know,
Not-
kids
not
don't drink
Jordan
hose
was a
water no more.
like, man.
I
What's
found
Wait a
out
minute.
kids don't drink hose water
honey,
no
you
more.
have to be outside to
Kids
drink
don't go
hose water.
outside.
And
That's
they don't go
why you have to
outside.
do-
Oh yeah, I'm sorry, my
You
bad.
gotta leave the house. See,
They-
they
they-
live
I
in
forgot. I
Hawaii.
forgot. I'm sorry. I forgot.
How
Kids
dare
don't
you.
go out. How dare I put kids outside and actually
How
do something with
dare
fresh
you.
air and not a TV?
like,
Damn it.
that's unregulated.
That is
nature out
barbaric
there,
of me to try to put these kids outside
Yeah,
the house,
yeah.
not wasting electricity and
Oh,
drinking
man.
hose water where all the river flavor is at. You know how people survived off hose water? I had to argue with my kids. They're like, you getting the vaccine, Dad? I said, nope. I drank hose water as a kid. If you can drink hose water as a kid, you can survive anything.
Yeah, that's bad logic. But yeah, I see what you're saying. there.
I didn't say it was smart logic. I just said it was logic.
See, the
He
kids
said,
know.
no.
Yeah, I can't sign off on
Not
that.
exactly the best way to go about things, but there it is.
It's
Logic.
not an equivalence. Like I drunk hose water. I ain't gotta wear no condom. Like
No. Let's not go that
Science.
far. That's a
That's
different
science.
extreme.
you
That's
do.
bad
literally
science.
that's the conversation the next time I'm with somebody. So did you drink hose
I
water?
drunk hose water. I can go to the
Because if
like,
we're gonna do
this.
No, not
Oh,
still wrap it up, kids. Still wrap it up. Hose water, not
Yeah.
wrap it up.
Yeah.
Safe, be safe.
Yeah, no, it's actually akin to what Brandy said. Kids ain't really going outside. If they ain't going outside, they ain't meeting nobody.
No, they're not.
Like in the vicinity to,
what's a boy? What's a girl? I'm like, well, you know what? You didn't go outside that entire year of 2020, so I'm sorry. Somewhere there's somebody's child who was born this year,
man,
and they would never know what outside is like.
Can you imagine? You got to explain that to your baby. Like, let me tell you about the year you were born. You got to do that.
Oh, we got to mythologize 2020. Like 2020 is gonna be like
somewhere the dad that went and got a whole thing of whiskey. He's
yes,
like,
you have to.
This is gonna be a story, kid. You're
Dad's doing it again. That's what that's gonna be.
We can be reminiscing about this era that's gonna be all inaccurate and shit. Like it wasn't like that.
Wow, it'll be wild.
It's gonna be in history books, and I can't wait to be like, I was there.
When
and that's not what
Part 2 broke out and World War III simultaneously, it wasn't nothing like what they said.
And then the zombies came. Then there was
Tony Stark died, Kobe died, and then everybody ate the damn chicken sandwich, and it went to hell.
Pretty much.
I tell you, kid, it started with a chicken sandwich and somebody licking a pole outside and cucumbers, and then the world just went to hell.
There you have
so cucumbers and chicken sandwiches is how this shit started. I don't care what nobody say.
Cucumbers and chicken sandwich and licking ice cream in the store. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Terry, how's it going, man?
It's going good. It's going good. Disney just ensured that I'm going to be well paid for the next 30 years.
Pretty much.
Pretty much.
Disney just ensured everybody. If you don't work for them, you're probably going to want to work for them now. Because
listen,
I mean, even if you're working in and around. So here's what I'm tired of hearing. I'm going to get on a soapbox real quick.
Jump on.
This is what we do.
Lean forward.
I'm so sick of people saying they're tired of all these superhero movies ruining real cinema. Like these motherfuckers forgot about cowboy movies,
Martin Scorsese,
and detective movies. Like there wasn't like 1,000 westerns that came out during the golden age of westerns, and 1,000 crime noir movies. But now all of a sudden, the superhero movie, which is the new western, right? It's like they're sick of it all. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like,
that's the same group of people who says politics don't belong in comics, and I'm like,
oh, that's weird. Since the main
Captain America
versus the Nazi, like, shut the fuck up.
Literally have a guy punching Hitler in the face on the cover of one.
When people say that, what they're really saying that's encoded, and this is my wheelhouse of encoded racism, is what they're really saying is politics I don't agree with don't belong in comics.
Exactly.
Pretty much.
And so
or sports,
whenever it's something
shut up and dribble, LeBron.
If it's saluting the flag and it's in sport, you're like, yeah, that's cool. Because I agree with that. But if it's taking a knee, like, hey, I don't agree with that. That shouldn't be in, like, so which man, how you want to have it? I just had this argument with like I said, this entrenched buddy of mine before we went on air. That's, you know, I'm a centrist. I've been on both sides of the fence. I'm actually, as a Midwesterner, I feel like it's hard to be polarized. Mm-hmm. Like, you can't really just have this pure liberal view, but you can't have this hardcore Republican view. You can't have this hardcore capitalist view because, you know, we've seen it destroy our neighborhoods. Like all of y'all live outside of a city with a shut down factory that, you know, got your uncle fired and he got on drugs and
we have drinking. 2 in my city.
Yeah, see, you know. So if you live in the Pangea states of Michigan, Indiana, and Illinois, then we all got the same decimation, boom and bust of those systems. So it's hard for us to be like cheerleaders for, you know, anything whatsoever. So, but yeah, so when it gets back to the Marvel Disney thing, I don't care that Disney owns everything. It wasn't like you was gonna get to own it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm so sick of this faux outrage. Like, Disney owns everything. Like, and so does Warner Brothers, who owns DC and half the other shit you watching. So,
what's the difference?
There's no difference.
Everybody owns everybody.
It's just Marvel stuff is actually good, but I don't want to have that argument. If y'all some DC fans, I'll let y'all
no.
pretend like y'all movies are good.
You literally just look behind me there.
Okay.
You know?
I mean, you got a Batman shirt.
You know,
so.
That was just the I mean, I support both houses. It's just
I support both homes.
But it's just DC keeps making superhero
dumbass moves.
They make superhero movies and Marvel makes genre movies. And you're like, what the fuck's the difference? Like, a genre movie is like Captain America Winter Soldier is a spy thriller, right?
Yeah.
It's like a video game where
it's a spy thriller slash war peace movie.
Yeah. It's spy thriller, war and peace, Michael Mann's Heat. It's got a lot of other film in there that they put a superhero texture map over it if you're a video game guy. But DC literally has Superman and Batman like fighting like you're an 8-year-old in a bathtub.
Oh my God, with the action figures.
Like you hit
my
him.
mom's name is
Yeah, exactly.
Martha!
Martha.
I'm like, dude, do a genre movie. I mean,
If they could give us something like you just said, or if they can give us the equivalent of something for Batman on Rogue One, like Rogue One did, which I love.
That's my movie.
If they could do Rogue One, because I've just now gotten into all the Star Wars, I'm like, Rogue One was incredible. So far, that's my favorite.
Yep, same here.
But if they could give us something along that, and like you said, do that genre, I'd be here for it. I'm like, I know you guys can do it, and I want DC to win, but they just keep getting obliterated.
So what?
Well, see, that's why their animated movies are so much better.
So much better,
and their TV shows aren't bad.
Yeah, they're like C+ to B, but and because I like the Arrowverse, I'm not gonna in the beginning. I ain't no front.
Because it managed to do something that the movies can't do yet, or haven't done yet.
Well, here's another false equivalence.
At least haven't done well.
Another false equivalence is people saying, since we're on the CW verse, it's like, well, CW shows are terrible, but we act like all the comics are great. You haven't read every single run of every single character because they get stupid.
And I'm really tired of people thinking that and feeling that way. And I love when I hate it. I hate it.
I hate it too.
It's in the gatekeeping. I can't deal with it at all.
Well, you're prime target number one. Black women with big hair don't care are the things people are, because every time y'all replace somebody like Batwoman or Iron Man, trust me, they're gonna be coming for you. Like,
I ain't gonna lie though. We're so judgmental within our own little culture. It's rough because we experienced it twice. Because no lie, when I saw Starfire, I was like, all right, girl, this wig, what are we doing? And I know that doesn't have anything to do with the actress directly, because I'm pretty sure she's just happy to have the job. And maybe you feel like if you say something about what you don't like, you'll rustle feathers.
No, it was a Party City wig.
It was awful.
Wish.
It was awful.
Tyler Perry.
Baby.
Yeah.
Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry
wish.
It's so awful. And I'm like, if we're gonna be put in a role, even us taking over for what was her name? Ruby something.
Ruby.
You know what I'm talking about.
Ruby Rose. Yeah.
Ruby Rose. I'm like, wait, I need something better from us in that, because we're getting roles that I want to see us in, but I don't want to see it done half-assed, or like, I don't want to see a version that I feel like, man, I could have done that in cosplay. Y'all have the budget. Have her look better.
Yeah, it's a lot of that going around. Where
I don't appreciate that, because that looks like cosplay, and that's no shade to what we do as cosplayers. But I'm like, if I had the budget, trust me, I want to walk around looking I want a real arc reactor implanted in my chest if I have the budget.
Yeah, I don't think you want that.
I said what I said.
We'll do it in post. Okay, Brandon.
I said what I said.
As long as it doesn't look like.
So Brandy don't want no heart, is what she's saying.
I already don't have one.
So
step ahead of the game.
So cold.
You said it, not me.
Oh, that's how you feel? And this is why we were fine with 2. You know what? You looking real good, Terry, in this spot. This could be a thing if we just cover him. There it is. It's perfect. Welcome to Bird's Eye View. We have.
Dad, I ain't going nowhere. You had to take me out on the stretcher.
The craft theory continues. No, look, listen.
But see, this is why I brought her in, because I love that. I love this. We have a thing, me and Brandy.
It's okay. She liked me when we was drinking the Katie and Bacon thingies up in Cleveland.
Not the kind of real life. Why you putting up? Stuff. Yeah, I was like, why you putting up business out?
You weren't saying that when we were trapped in the Arctic together.
We made that pact to eat that pilot. I wasn't gonna tell nobody, but now I'm gonna tell. Brandy ate the pilot first and offered me seconds. Now it's out there. Like, deal with it.
Comes out.
Wow. Okay. So I eaved you. So what? You ate it, Adam.
So one thing I wanted to say to you, Brandy, is that there's an intersection that I think blindsides Black women, is that, and we had a conversation on the phone about how I feel about Black men by and large, but sometimes you forget that we're also men. So we benefit from male privilege intersecting with, like, you know, the Black community. So we end up being like the white women of the Black community.
Well,
we're like the most victimized.
Not the Karens.
We got the biggest grievance narrative, and everything's terrible for us. And oh man, fuck them bitches though. Like, it's like we still punch down. Like he's right. We'll say you shouldn't judge me by the way I look and assume that I'm dumb just because I'm Black. Oh man, bitches be dumb, man, and Black girls are even dumber. Like we won't even see the parallel.
You know what? And it's perfect. It's a good thing you brought that situation up, because Letitia Wright, perfect example. You know, everybody was riding for her. I'm still riding for her, but everybody's riding for her and everything else. When she was in the first Black Panther and everything else, she's making these strides. She's been in these films and everything else. And then she says what she says on Twitter. They don't like it. Now they ready to cancel her.
What they say? What she say?
It was something. Culture. Yeah, damn cancel culture. They're sitting up there. She just has her stance on the vaccination,
which makes sense. You can feel how you want to feel about it.
You know,
on what now?
Here we are, 4 Black people, and she was on Twitter. She mentioned her stance on this vaccination for COVID.
Oh yeah.
Now I'm not saying I won't take it. I'm just not taking the one they have right now.
It. I'm not taking it.
It's just too, you came up with something kind of quick, and
AIDS been around for 40 years and they ain't got a vaccination yet. Exactly. COVID been around for a year and you got one already. Fuck that juice you trying to sell me. I ain't taking that.
I'm not on that. Cocktail. I mean, I definitely, once again, I can see the fact that, like, anything that Trump's trying to put his name on, I'm like, he's a terrible.
Other than that stimulus check,
okay,
which they could do better than that. They could do better than that.
They said make enough.
I mean, down the road, obviously, I'm getting the vaccine just because being a military guy, I'm used to getting shot up with all kind of shit. I don't give a shit. And
all a tough cocktail.
Yeah, they do. Man, you get a lot of shots when you're in the military. Like, you don't know what's in that shit.
They're like, I'm thinking about joining. Someone came and just gave them a shot right there.
I mean, they had guns. If you ain't never got a shot with a needle gun, then you ain't never really got no shot.
It's pretty traumatizing.
They just shoot them in you both on the. You're like, dang, okay, I am a super soldier for like 2 seconds. But,
then it wears off.
Then it wears off.
I feel like
regular civilian.
One thing I noticed, and Brandy can attest to this, and I don't really know if, between DC and Chris if you guys travel as much as we do, but when you travel a lot, it actually is the antidote. Pun intended, the vaccine against like assuming that internet culture and real culture are the same thing. They're totally different things.
Yeah.
It's like if we met at a football game where you're rooting for one team and for another, yeah, we're automatically antagonistic. That's how the internet is all the time.
Yeah.
We meet in public, because I met some of these crazy people in public where they come to my booth, they're like, oh, nice to meet you, Mr. Huddleston. They buy art. They barely say 2 words to me. I go to their websites, the craziest shit you ever seen on them sites. And you're like, this is the guy? This guy is saying this and this, and need to burn this down. And I'm like, okay, that is weird. His public persona is different than his internet persona.
Oh, yeah.
Internet
thugs, internet trolls.
Yeah, it's called that. What did he say before? That bitch assness is what that's called.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, if you're bold enough to type it, be bold enough to say it.
Keyboard warriors.
These new
keyboard warriors.
They ain't ready. They don't want to have no real conversation.
No, that's one thing I do miss. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not a pine for the old days type of person, but I do miss talking shit in person.
Absolutely.
And you had to back.
It was an art form. You had to really be able to talk shit and hold your own, because if not, you was gonna get your ass.
Right, but you know what? To go back,
I fashioned myself on talking shit.
To go back to
my wife even says it. She's like, "You talk so much shit," and I said, "Yeah, it may get me in trouble, but it's the same shit that gets me out of it at the same time."
But you grew up
and
like
Brandy
that.
met because I was talking shit to her because she was dressed as Phoenix, and I was
talking
like,
shit.
And look, I'm trying to make some money. And what's funny is I was like, and I wasn't trying to hit on her. I was trying to get her damn money.
But like, his approach, just because I'm used to it, I'm like, let's not.
Like,
don't. I don't see no other woman here. I don't see no wife. I'm not even gonna look at your knuckles to see about a ring. No,
fuck all that. And look, now her and my wife is the best of friends.
We are.
How awkward that would have been. Like, hey, so me with but still,
one night in Paris.
Shit is a long story.
One night in Paris.
And I feel like that's the one thing I do miss, that these kids, they blow off all this steam, and really adults. I don't know why I'm blaming the kids online, but in person they marshmallow, man.
Hospital cotton. Charmin soft.
That's funny.
Baby booties.
Let's just name all the soft things. Will.i.am rap verse soft.
Soft and baby turds.
Dr. Scholl.
God.
That racist dude selling pillows, whatever that.
Why did I see a guy buying that?
That guy, yeah.
I was just, I wanted to tell him, like,
what's his name? Michael Wick.
Something
like that. You know what's funny? I had nothing against that guy until that. I was like, I ain't never ever gonna buy one of them pillows.
Like I'll go ahead
Trump
and just
pillow.
I'll buy a couple of them Walmart pillows and stuff.
Man, listen, and just
them pillows joints be like $2.50, man.
Yeah,
and they feel like that shit.
$2.
Feel like it's.
They go flat in 2 seconds. You lay your head down, they go.
They're like,
I promise
you knew what it was. You knew what it was when you walked in.
You got your money.
You're just like, this is
Your
a good
neck,
deal.
you wake up in the morning, your neck like this.
I promise you, that shit is flats. Like,
never again. But I'm gonna buy another one because I won't buy from Michael Swicky over here who's talking about Trump.
You turn around and throw them in the washer, they come out all knotted.
Oh no, I dare not. It was just time to buy some new $2 ones. Like,
I washed mine one time. It do come out knotted, like it folds itself in the washer.
You got the clumps don't never come out. Like
never again.
I will say weird moments like that is how I know I was like trying to actually be an adult when I'm like, I need better pillows. That's when you're like, am I an adult? What's going on? I used to be able to sleep on anything.
That happened right around the 30s, because the
hell
30s, your body started talking to you.
Yeah.
Your body started talking like, hey man, so you gonna keep getting this fucked up sleep or what? That what you gonna do to me?
My buddy sat me down. I was like, here, guy, we need to talk about the birds and the bees of your neck and your body. You need a real pillow.
Hey, you know what the L6 and L7 is? No, you don't do it.
No, you don't worry.
You don't do it. Yeah,
you don't know how that vertebrae is.
Yeah, that dip in your mattress, you need to get rid of that. You need to flip it. Ain't no flipping that over.
In the mattress, I used to flip the shit out of my mattress at 25. I used to tell my ex-husband, flip that thing over.
We got about 2 more flips in this motherfucker before it's time. 2 more good flips before we got
that there was a dip in the bed. Oh my god!
I bought my first mattress, bought one until I was almost close to 40. I think I was like 38. And now I see why, because them good mattresses is like buying a fucking car. Like, goddamn. Like, how much?
They be taxing.
Like, I don't remember paying this.
And they say that shit with a straight face. And I'm like, okay.
Like,
okay.
You said 2 kidneys and one spine?
2 kidneys in my firstborn? Okay.
I don't even get a bed frame with that. Like, nah.
That ain't even a bed frame. That's just a mattress. You sleeping on the floor for the first couple weeks.
That ain't even the box spring, son.
That's just a mattress.
I'm doing dumb shit, calling my parents about it. Like, why y'all ain't tell me about this shit? Because military fuck you up, because they give you all type of shit. They got housing allowance. You just TRICARE. I get out in the real world.
You know what?
Like, this is how civilians live.
You're gonna have to go on a I hate to say this, but we got to go on like the military lifestyle podcast, because
we're gonna have to.
When I hear well-meaning white people talk about socialism and big government, but they're pro-military, I was like, the military.
We're like, but
pays for everything, right? Like, they don't go, hey, so you're not equipped to do your job. You better earn your M16 money and bullet money and housing money. And no, they give you all that because they kind of want you to, be prepared for the job.
Pretty much. That's
blowing people up and killing people.
What can we do to make sure you don't have to worry about that? We want you to focus on your job.
In the civilian sector, what they want you doing? They want you shooting dollars, right? They want you spending. That's the only thing they want you to do in the civilian sector. I don't care what nobody say. They want you burning through money.
It's all about the dollar. At the end of the day, it's all about the dollar.
You would think they would give you money. Like the money would literally redistribute itself perfectly into the economy.
You would
kind of like them dumb Trump checks did.
Well,
you know how much of that Trump money I got? And I never got an actual Trump check, but people bought artwork and other bullshit they shouldn't have been buying. I ain't throwing you under the bus, Brandy.
I am throwing myself under, because if you guys look behind me.
Yeah. But as a matter of fact, I did use you as an example in a good way. Like, people always assume if you give people money, they're just gonna spend it on the economy? Well, they're gonna do drugs. Well, that drug dealer is gonna be buying cars and shit.
Eventually, it trickles down.
It's not like the money is gonna be stuffed in somebody's mattress. Like, quit pretending.
The thing is,
Scrooge
it's gonna be spent on certain
yes,
things.
Scrooge.
You like, oh yeah, it sounds good. You're getting $1,200 straight out, but something. Guess what happens? You got to pay some bills.
Dude,
money before I paid
fake.
Terry, I was like, you ain't never lie. That's a whole podcast right there.
Yeah.
I literally paid off like 2 other credit cards, because I've been telling people, and anybody listening, if they give you another check, you could probably still pull this. Those people was taking what they could get. They're like, oh, well, you owe blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, look, I got 3. So if you'll take 3, if you know I owe you this, you can have it right now. Yep. So the negotiating when you have it right then and there was a lot better for me.
That's
so
New
I
York,
can pay off
that's New York negotiations. That's
listen, I worked
that's garment district negotiations.
I got 40 for them 10s, yo.
There you
I
go.
need 80. I got 60.
Is that
B
right
how they
now.
Did it on the, I got 60.
10, 5 for 10, 2 for 20.
I went into
That's the one thing I love about New York. They will haggle with your ass. You could be here for 5 hours and not buy a thing, but feel good because you talked yourself into almost buying a good pair of Timbs for $10. But I couldn't do it.
Back and forth, they'll do it.
Yeah. Look at that like that's a sport. It's an honorable.
Oh yeah,
it's we don't haggle. Like, wait a minute, you just want to buy this straight out? Get the hell away from here.
They think you crazy for real. They be like, you don't want to negotiate? No, I'll just pay $100.
They were like that. I walked the Brooklyn Bridge and they were selling different things. And I was like, look, I'm getting my tourist thing on and I'm not a hard sell. When I want something, I'm like, what Terry know? I'm like, look, I want this. He's like, but it costs blah, blah. I want this, and this, and I got this.
I was like, Brandon. Like,
he's like, I gave you 2 discount codes.
I said, 2 discount codes.
Look, I only used 1 because I know what it's like for them. And now that I'm in love with his wife, I'm like, I want to look out for my family after I looked out for my family. So let me pay my own stuff and then push it back to these small businesses. So please support businesses and the Black ones, especially, please.
Well, see, let's talk about that. So Terry, you're an artist. So, and Brandy has some of your art, and damn it, because of COVID's bitch ass, I say this every episode and I do not care.
Basically,
I plan on getting some of Terry's art because he has some pieces. I don't even know where I'm putting them in the room now, but he doesn't
have. He's gonna have them on the ceiling.
Yeah, probably.
You'll make space. I've learned.
I will find a way. So, but he has some pieces, some fantastic pieces in that I need to get my hands on. And so tell us, what got you into starting on an artist route?
So, okay. I've always, when as a kid, I really didn't really read a lot of comic books or anything like that. And I would just see, superheroes on TV and stuff. So I came into it weird because I never knew this thing that we call comic books existed, and then we moved out of the little city I was from, Ben Harbor, Michigan, to a slightly bigger city, South Bend, Indiana, which if you would have told me it was New York City, it ain't that, but it's all relative to when you experience. And so then I discovered comic books, and the first one I got my hands on was Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. The original run, back when they used to cuss, they all had red bandanas and they would cut people and they would get cut. And it literally captured my imagination. I was like, okay, I want to do this. And so I started drawing my little fake Ninja Turtle comics. Then I got into other comics. And but I always looked at it as a hobby. It was never something I felt like was gonna take me anywhere. It was just kind of like imagine 30 years ago, somebody said, I'm going to make money playing video games. You're like, get the fuck.
Oh, yeah. They would
I'm going to make money playing video games and draw men in tights.
They would have thought you was crazy.
Boy,
you want to do what?
You're joining
your ass
military.
off my couch.
What ended up happening was, I always say that I hate success stories, first of all, because they come off like I just worked hard and then I became a comic book artist and boom, boom, bye, boom, boom. No. Basically, I had the dumbest fucking skill until I didn't, right? Like something that you would have had to gotten good at. I've been drawing for 30 years. 30 years ago, you got to make a choice that's going to be amazing 15 years, 20 years later, right? That's dumb as fuck. That's a long shot. And comic book art is one of those things. But lo and behold, we just got done talking about this. And it's probably why I'm a shill for Marvel. When Avengers came out, like it literally raised my income level 2 levels because I was in Comic-Con 2 years prior. And I was the only artist that really had comprehensive Marvel DC stuff. And so all the parents that don't know shit about famous artists, Neil Adams, this guy, that guy, they go, hey, my kid wants, all he's talking about is fucking Avengers. Who's got it? I'm going to throw money at him. And I'm raising like, I got it. And they let me get a Captain America, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one. And I remember the particular show I was at, it was the first time I made $10,000 in a weekend. I thought I was going to jail right after that. I was walking through the airport.
She snipes taxes.
I was walking through the airport like I was in a Michael Mann movie. Like, man, they about to see all this money. I I'm nervous, man. Like, oh, man, I've never held that much money in my
Suitcase
hand.
full of money.
$10,000 is not a suitcase full of money. That's just like a pocket.
The lies Hollywood tell you, boy.
Yeah, like $100,000. That's
Open the suitcase and there's just that little rectangle.
One little bill.
Then I found out that basically 10K. This is when you know you got like white people problems. Like 10K is like the max you could take at an airport without them bothering you. You're like, who the fuck walks around with 10K?
Who knows that, right? When you're like,
who knows that?
Exactly. Not me until that day. I was like, oh man.
Sir, you're finally under the limit. You can't take any more with you.
Look, I had to buy some
10K.
some peanuts or something.
Right. Oh, that'll take half your money at the airport. You buy two
A
things
round
at
of
the
peanuts
airport.
for everyone.
That'll be 5,000.
The important part of my story that I do like to get across is that I was working at a pretty decent job that I enjoyed up to a point. But due to, and I hate when people say this, but I gotta say it, but due to racism, man, it was like a glass ceiling. And I found out from other white people that it was racist reasons why I didn't make it. It wasn't like I deducted. I just thought like, man, maybe I ain't good enough. I had a lot of self-hatred and inferiority complex because I had helped build this company up. And then like a couple of years later, they were like, oh no, they said they was never giving you a position because you were black. Like they didn't want to see a black man.
That's
and I was like,
hell.
this is a white one. I'm like, oh shit, that's like for real? She was like, yeah, they said it in those words. I'm like, that's crazy. Like you never hear pure TV racism.
Not
in
the
real life.
pure TV.
Pure TV.
Right. Like right out. Like
TVMA?
That's why I hate TV racism. I think it's just like, you know, they over prepared us for the stranger that's gonna molest us, but not like your cousin or your uncle.
They never lied.
You know what I mean? They were like, this stranger's gonna do things to you. Like, no, he isn't. It's gonna be that guy that probably shares our DNA that's probably gonna do the things. Same thing. Like racism is not gonna have like N-words and outright, you know, bigotry. It's gonna be behind scenes. You'll never know what's happening.
That covert racism for sure.
It's too late. That's the more danger. I wish people had like red hats.
That
you
part.
know what I mean? You could be like, oh, that guy. Okay.
I know exactly what he's about.
In a weird way, like I respect that so much more than the covert shit. Because I'm like, I know what the fuck you mean.
At least I know you hate. At least I know where we stand, so I can know how to navigate around you.
You know. But anyway, long story short, I decided at that moment I could either blame the system or I can decide not to put myself in a situation again. And I quit that job with the intent on never working for anybody again, not as an employee. And that was 12 years ago, going on 13, I think. I don't know, I get my dates wrong, but I ain't never looked back, man. It's been one of the things where you wake up every morning, because it could be anything, man. I could be, you know, a plumber, electrician, whatever skilled labor you got to learn to rely on it more and put more time into it. As the saying goes, you got to tend to your own garden, because if you don't, it won't grow. You didn't fucking grew somebody else's garden and they eating good off the shit you grew.
Man, listen.
And then your garden looking like shit. You're like, damn, I can't even grow a tomato. And you blame everybody else.
Right.
But you know, and another thing I noticed too, when you do decide to make, you'll know it. It's weird. It's like fucking surfing. Not that I surf, but you hit a wave to where everybody wants to fucking help you. When you're working 2 jobs and struggling, people are like, eh. But when you quit those jobs and like, hey, I want to start living my dreams, fucking money comes out of everywhere. People are like, oh, let me help you live your dreams. You're like, but I didn't know.
So Chris, we doing it wrong. Yeah. We're supposed to quit our jobs and then.
I mean, we're coming around. We're coming around the corner.
Okay, so when are the 3 of us putting in our 2 weeks collectively?
Let me tell you
2 weeks.
Let me tell you why it happens. Because
they'll be surprised when I quit because I ain't showing up.
It means basically live vicariously through you guys. They'll tell you like, hey, you remind me of me when I was young. Let me help you out because you're doing the thing I never did. Because life is like an open world RPG. You only get so much time to skill up, right? Like you can't reclass. Like, hey, I'm 42. I think I'm gonna become a surgeon. Like that fucking And that we lied on you.
You're never too old. You're never too young, and all that bullshit. Fuck that shit. You're never too old. You're never too young.
There is a limit on some things.
There is a window.
Some things, there's a window.
The 20s is a window for you to be staying up all night, eating like shit, not sleeping well, not taking care of your body. Because in your 30s, that shit.
It's your ethic, man. Your ethic.
The 30s, all that shit is like, oh, you gonna die. Like you gonna be dead by the
Yeah.
time.
I'm like in the
Patrice
gym all the
O'Neal
time.
said that. If y'all
Yeah.
elephant in the room, go watch that. Patrice O'Neal said the same thing, and I'm glad you said
Well,
it.
shit, he lived it.
He lived it. You gotta. You're never
Well, he
too old.
lived
You're
and
never too
died.
young.
Like, you know,
Your
Live
work
by the
ethic,
sword,
yeah.
die by the sword.
like, yeah, you can do shit too late. And but at the
It's
same
too late.
time, there's a window where you can accrue your 10,000 hours at a skill set that's easier. And that time is childhood. I'm sorry for anybody that feels like anytime you can turn your life around, you can't. So here's the deal, though. Here's the good news. Here's the good news. You did put your 10,000 hours into
Motivational
something.
speaker, baby.
I mean, some people put their time into being people. Some people put their time into looking good. Some people put their time into speaking the Queen's English. It's like, all right, it's like an RPG. Like I said, these are my skill sets. Here's what I'm good at.
That's what I got to offer.
This is what I got. How can
That's really what it comes down to.
How
This
can I
is what I have to
monetize?
offer.
That's it.
What's funny is
That's it. Let me tell you.
women get this shit. That's why it's fucking every other chick is throwing up an OnlyFans because it's like, what I
Listen,
got?
because
You know,
I'm about y'all see the space here. I'm about this.
I got this ass. I'm gonna go ahead and make this
Yeah,
money.
It's like, well,
Because you've done more for less.
This
So
is
why not get paid? Why
And-
not get paid?
Yeah, I'm in a different RPG strata of guys. But look. I didn't do some smut art a time or two, and that shit pays. So I can't just be judging people that's using.
I have
their
no
skill
comment because
to get people off. You know,
What pays? Like he said, it's what pays.
it's
What
what pays.
pays?
Right.
Well,
Yeah,
it's
I gotta
a
draw this
weird.
titty. I gotta draw this titty. Then
What's crazy about drawing smut and hentai and all that shit is actually
That
easy to render
hentai shit.
because it's less to draw. It's just like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm done. I don't have to put a costume on anybody.
You drew the tentacle penis.
It's
tentacles
like,
and nipples. That's all
It's
you
over.
need.
just draw some slime and you're done. You know, it's over. So as a laborer, you're like, man, I kind of could use some more of that heron to make ends meet. You know what I mean? I gotta sell that heron just to make ends meet.
Bye.
Oh man.
It ain't enough tricks to go round. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it is what it is. But and obviously I got my limits. I ain't doing nothing that's gonna send me to jail. So it's a lot of people like,
You ain't gonna do
That
nothing
line,
with
nah,
There's
man.
there's a line. There is
There's
a
a
line.
thin
Some
line,
people
but I
don't
got
have
a
that
line.
line.
Yeah, because
There are some people who don't know that line.
I'm not a
Yeah.
moralist when it comes
Right.
to hell. I'll take Republican money, liberal money,
Listen.
you know, anarchist money.
I don't care. Money is money.
Yeah,
Yeah,
money.
money is-
Okay.
I'm
Spend
As long as
the
it
shit
change.
about
folds
you.
and spins.
If you're a Republican, I'm gonna talk shit about you, but I'm still gonna take your money.
He definitely
Give me
gonna
that
talk shit.
money.
Definitely gonna do that.
I'm gonna spend that shit viciously. You know what I mean? Like,
Look that white boy in this shit, man. I'm just
Yeah.
go ahead and throw it up in the air.
there's some black
Oh.
boys too. That's they own that shit.
Yeah.
What's them twin
Yeah.
brothers that make the YouTube channel?
Man.
can't
Oh,
remember
I know
that.
who you're talking about. Oh God.
Them guys.
A headache.
Talk about privilege, and those dudes benefit from handsome privilege, right?
All
all-
day. Because I
it's
watch
all-
them and I'm like, I don't get it. I'm like, oh, y'all
Yeah.
the lighter skin, it's the eyes, you beat
Yeah,
up.
they want- like when white
You're wearing the
women
medium
envision-
shirts.
When white
Medium,
women
that's what you
envision
said,
black
medium.
men, they don't envision you or
No.
you. Okay, we're not it. All right, we're not like
I
the,
know I'm not
the
it.
6'2".
DC,
Like, none
stop
of us
it,
are it.
DC. You're it for someone.
None of us are fantasy black men.
All
And I
it
said that
takes is
shit
one
fast
yes
on
in a
time.
room full of no's.
Black men. None of us are fantasy black men. So
Oh
you know,
God.
them dudes are.
You're
We're regular dudes.
things we've learned today. None of you are fantasy black men.
None of us.
And there's an
I've
age
already
limit.
knew this. This
There's
is
an
not new.
age limit on your dream. So
There
TikTok.
is.
fuckers.
There is.
Look up-
But these are things I already knew. You're never too old. You're never too young. That
Look,
bullshit.
But
No.
but they tell you those lies like, oh no, you can like, dude, art.
You
Are
can
you
be
fucking kidding me?
anything.
Like you cannot get good at art
In
at
2
a late
days.
age and still raise
No.
4 kids and have a wife. No.
Look at
No,
these
no.
stick
No,
figures
no.
I can draw. I'm
You
gonna
need
be.
to
I'm gonna
that
make it.
weird
I'm
a
kid in your
beast.
room for like 10 years.
And if anybody, if anybody's listening and your kid is blurty, nerdy, whatever,
and weird.
Let them
and
be.
weird, like
Let
my
them.
kid, let them be and push them. 'Cause
Let
I'm
them.
like, look, my son be making fun of me. I won't put my job out here, but he sees me in the corner working my job and then doing other stuff that I'm trying to do business wise now. And he's like, man, could not be me, bruh. He's like, you're up here answering these phone calls back to back. You look all stressed. Could not be me. He's like, you could not catch me slipping working any call center. And I'm like, you keep that same energy, motherfucker, because
well, yes and no. Yes and no.
I'm like, no, keep the same energy.
He's saying that like in the full comfort of the womb you're providing for him right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, eventually you'll have to work a job, but I don't want you to stay there because I got too comfortable thinking, well, this is just what I have to do. And now I'll be 34 next year if next year comes.
So I guess for that too.
We got the 21st of next week.
Yeah. So now I'm like, okay, I want to have my own business. I want to have multiple streams of income that I'm not working my ass off for like I am for this company. I want to use the stuff I'm good at creative wise to bring in more money. And then to go back to what Terry said earlier, when you're operating in your gifts like that, people do support you. Because I've had more people be like, I don't cosplay all the time, but seeing my work, they've been like, oh, I got a sewing machine for you. My dance instructor just gave me one. And me, like my dad who clowned on me for years, like that's for people who live in their mom's basements and you're a bunch of nerds. I mean, you've met my dad, Terry. So, you know, he drags me on a regular. And it went from him dragging me, which he still does, to inviting like my nerd friends over his house and feeding them, to providing to the shit that I like to do and taking it seriously. Or even my mom and her husband being like, hey, if you want to really get into this makeup artistry stuff, we'll pay for the school or the classes or something. So do it. People will help.
Yeah, they don't, I'm telling you, nobody helps. Nobody helps.
But they weren't helping me when I was working 3 jobs.
No, because that's
exactly. That's what you said. Exactly what he's saying. That's
because it's, you know, I'm gonna tell you why. Because it's uninvestable. Well, like you can invest in a skill set. You can't invest in somebody's 9 to 5. Like there's no gonna be no return on it. Like what? You get to live another day. You get to pay another bill. Right. But if I give you something where you bought the means of production. Let's get socialist here. You bought the means of production. You bought a sewing machine. You bought a printer. You bought this. That's also all of a sudden an asset. It can make you money. And so intrinsically, I feel like human beings know how that shit works. But I think where we go wrong is we think that capitalism is natural, and it isn't. Mercantism is natural. What's that? Fucking making shit and selling it. People don't understand. That's been around since the beginning of human civilizations. You've been making people make blankets. They fucking trade the blanket for a horn or some shit, right?
Sorry, that image. Sorry.
Yeah, no.
I just see cavemen just giving up blankets for horns and shit. Like,
I gotta call the herd in. But I'm gonna make this blanket for you.
I need that horn to call the fellas over for it.
Call the fellas over.
We got here due to the horn. The horn is the arrow of God, as some African man told me one day. And yes, he meant what y'all think he meant. But anyway.
Okay.
Okay. I don't know if I know what you meant, what I thought you meant, but I know now. I don't know.
I will double your entendre anytime. Just know.
Okay. It's that. Yes.
Double down.
There you go. But what I was going to say to you, Brandy, what I was going to say to you, and really anybody with young, weird kids, not that, you know, you're the only
young, weird kids.
We all got them. If you got young kids, they're weird today.
Yeah.
If you're us, you have weird kids.
Get them technology.
Yeah.
I'm not talking about cell phones and all that. I'm talking about shit that could basically throw them college level shit today. Mm-hmm. And they will be PhDs by the time they're 18 and whatever you give them today, if they're like 12, 13.
They have like free coding classes right now online. I'm
my
son, take that shit.
My son, I called my son up because he's in the military. He's over in South Korea now.
What branch?
Army.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. He just scored high enough on the ass that I can't.
But see,
shots fired.
Look, see, I can call him up. This is what I understand. The different branches, we always go for each other, man.
Oh yeah, it's a known thing. But I called him up the other day. I said, you know what, kid, I'm looking for an editing computer. He was like, what's the price range? I said, I'm just not looking for a lot. So I told him the number. He was like, you can pretty much build one, or I can call you in a couple of days, tell you what to get. He's always been like this. Like, I would come home from work, he was playing a video game. Come home from work, he's trying to fix the video game. Come home from work, he's fixing on the console. So he's always been, you know, just in technology. You know, they come out the womb now.
They sure do.
Just like
we did then too, but our parents thought they could make us into something when really all you do is manage your children into adulthood. And by manage, I mean you have boundaries like, hey, I ain't letting you fuck in my house and no shit like that. But you can be your
you're not
self.
the cool parent? You're not gonna let that happen at your house?
No, let me tell you why.
Only if it's here. I don't get that shit.
If it's here.
You can smoke all the weed you want down in the basement.
But
I'd rather you be safe.
I got a good reason.
I'd rather
it's primitive. It ain't even got nothing to do with morals. Like, life's really not about a lot of stuff, right? We overcomplicate it with like all this. It's really, if you're a primitivist like me, it's about acquiring a safe place to lay down with your woman folk and make a baby with, right? But you got to pay a lot for that shit these days.
Well,
like it ain't just a cave and some straw mat on the floor. And
unless you shop at Walmart, it is.
But this is, and look, I don't care if it's cheap or expensive or not. This is my cave to make you motherfuckers in. But y'all, I'll be goddamned if I'm gonna work hard and y'all bringing ladies and men up in here
chilling
in the safety of my cave that I made for me and my woman.
And you just as comfortable.
Get your ass
out.
Too comfortable. Because that's part of the process to me. Like, that's why we had rites of passage for men and women. You go take your ass, Mumbutu, go climb the mountain, kill a lion, bring back his head, and then maybe we'll think about letting you fuck somebody.
That is deep, but it is also true.
I'm like, I want those days. Let me write
miss
that down
those days when you had to
Yeah,
fucking stand on that pike for 20 hours just to get a little piece of ass.
Yes.
With 1 foot up.
Like, you're 12 years old now. You need to go walk out here to the woods and kill a boar.
You
like kill a boar. Don't bring your ass back to that till you kill the boar.
And it wasn't like women just doing a whole bunch of wife shit just to do it. It's like these men had to earn you, ladies. You had to do a bit more than just show up and be a man. It's like,
how would you do that? Like, today, it's just like, by virtue of me being a man, I want respect. But
Birkin bags and stocks.
Like, man, that motherfucker
shut up,
with a goddamn leopard on his chest. He must be a badass.
Listen, because just the visual, I'm like, how many wives do you need? Can I be number 3?
That loincloth.
One leopard, that loin with the lion head on the right
shoulder. And it got jewels in the lion.
Yeah, the eye. Lion got gold teeth.
Calling me King
The lion has a grill.
This is an aside. This is an aside, but it goes to what we said earlier. So I don't say I miss old school misogyny, but I can at least respect misogyny.
I love it.
It has shit to back it up. You know what I mean? Like you have the accoutrements of kicking life and nature's ass to go with it. Because now we're like, respect me because I'm a man, but it's like, because why though? Because I got a job. Like, well, I got a job too. Because I'm more mentally stable than you are. Like, no, you don't. You was just crying the other day. Like, you
and
emotional as hell.
It's a weird balance when you're trying to deal with, hetero men and women with this, because I always go in about feminists because I'm like, some of the shit I agree with. And when I say some, I mean like 1 or 2 things. Because I'm like, you bitches messed it up for all of us. Because now we are expected to do job 1, which is whatever you're doing regularly, and then clock into job number 2 and 3, which is your man and the kids when you get home. And that happens a lot. 4. And most men are not wanting a woman to be like, well, I just only planned on doing this. It's like, no, bitch, you're going to be doing everything. And I'm like, had we stayed where we were at, it's like, okay, let us have equal pay, let us vote. But we could have just been living the life, making breakfast for everybody, getting beat in the safety of our home.
Wow.
And
Can I push back on that a little bit? It's actually not feminists that messed it up for you. It's capitalism.
Well, bring it back around, Terry.
Basically, because of
the
fact
redirect, Your Honor.
Capitalism basically only works when you have a pocket of insecurity. So they can't have your housewife ass all secure at home when there's more money to be made. So it's like, hey, let's make them just insecure enough to where both the motherfuckers got to work. You know what? Damn, that worked. We got a lot of extra money into the economy now. Let's make them just insecure enough to where both of them got to work and their teenage son has to work.
Well.
Oh, that was good. Hey, let's make them insecure enough where they got to take out loans called credit cards to make ends meet. Oh yeah, we got them right where we want them now. Now you can't live off of one job anymore. It's like, it's impossible. So
they're literally like, make it enough, and I'm like, it's not enough.
Yeah, even as a single, like I look at you, like I got 4 kids and a wife, and work one job selling men in tights, and you got 1 kid, and no other kid caught a husband to take care of, but yet they, that's how they do you. You know, so if you had
and you are going like above and beyond. That's why I'm trying to be a dependent. Like, fuck this independent shit. Take care of me.
Can't do it.
Sugar daddies apply now.
Okay, anybody listening? What's up? I like long walks on the beach. No, I don't. I
like lowered expectations.
Exactly.
Don't be just cold out where you at.
I like the murky water of Lake Erie. I enjoy
smog.
What I will say though is definitely everybody start a micro business, which is not a small business. Like, get that out of your fucking head about small businesses. It takes a lot to be a small business. Like you're a millionaire if you got a small business. A micro business, you're like a thousandaire, and a thousandaire is a pretty damn comfortable life.
Thousandaire.
It is.
No, I say that a lot.
Comfortable life.
I'm okay with thousandaire.
Yeah, you like, man, because you make thousands of dollars. You don't make millions, but thousands sound pretty good, don't it?
It
like,
does.
Or when, compared to nothing, it do. Shit.
When somebody's always offering you money, and they're like, if you could like have a amount of money somebody could give you. A lot of people always say, "Oh, bajillion, I'd want this and that," and I'm always kind of realistic, knowing my debt and income ratio. I'm like, 10,000 could restart my life right now.
Oh, 10,000 is good.
10,000 could set me right now, and then I can take the rest. Like, that's fine.
You can still walk through the airport with 10,000.
Okay.
I just found that out today.
Like, what you want to shoot?
You brought it right back to the 10,000 in the airport.
If you can get to where you're making 100,000 a year, that like, and especially if you just got one kid, I'm telling you, living just like the rest of the upper class is living. Like you ain't buying yachts and shit like that, but you eating where you want to eat, you doing what you want to do.
Definitely eating
you buying what you want to buy. Like you literally ain't got enough time in the day to get all the shit you want at 100K. And this is what I'm saying. I kind of went on a fucking Dante's Inferno journey through the class system because I was a dog boy. And so I got to go through the different levels. And the more money you make, strangely enough, the more people want to give you money. It's the weirdest phenomena. It's a multiplier effect of like, well, he looks like he knows what he's doing with money. How about we give him more money? And I'm talking about like you get better loans, you get better everything when you make money. It's such a weird dichotomy we have in our country where we help people that need the least amount of help in our country.
Yeah.
That is very true.
Get off the street, bum, but this guy has a suit. Let's give him some money.
This guy has $1 billion. Let's give him $2 trillion.
Let's give him more. You need a tax break.
It's like Joe Osteen. They just gave this man what, $73 million?
$73 million.
And he bought a jet. And I'm like,
no, he bought a jet.
And there's people out here really eating Subway. Like, why?
Yeah, there you go.
Jet for Jesus.
Jet for Jesus.
Basically,
that's a song. That's a hit waiting to happen too.
Call Kanye.
and try to make, if you can try to make about $300 to $400 a week doing something you control, whether you're selling fucking bread, homemade bread, cookies, dinners,
or your pussy,
whatever. See, for that I'll be wanting to make it like
$40.
I mean, I just $40.
The man just said $40 a week. You was like, yeah, sell it for that. I said $40. You like $40.
No, I'm saying in general that's something you can sell too. But we're not gonna lie. Like some women probably have $4 pussy, and some women.
I'd be going high end if I was not all this. But if
I was somebody's fantasy, I wouldn't have to pay for it. But
there you go.
That part.
And there's the paradox. But now when you ain't but look, I'm not even decrying that. It goes back to what I said about the RPG thing. We know the orcs got it worse than the elves in the RPG games, right? Like they always the violent race group that's ostracized from the rest of elf civilization, and the elves are segregated from high elves, white elves, dark elves, low elves.
Yeah, them forest elves are a bit
we get it.
Hippie.
Yeah, we get it. We get it in video games. In real life, we get all ignorant and shit. Like, well, what do you mean? The upper middle class doesn't want me in their neighborhoods. Like, it's just like that video game. Shoot on sight.
What do you mean?
Like, don't go for them neighborhoods.
Why?
No one at them high elves bows and arrows and shit. Don't do it. So anyway,
I had a question.
Go ahead. Ask a question.
Because I want to know, like, what's your favorite character to draw?
I mean, that's funny. You would ask me that a while back. I would have said, I like Captain America's like my favorite Marvel character, but as far as to draw, I kind of like drawing different stuff. Now I definitely like drawing ethnic stuff when I can, but I really don't repetitively draw a single character over and over again to say. So really, I just like drawing fun, dope stuff. That's vague ass non-answer, but
Yeah, but it works.
Because see, I've seen some of your work. You do everything from Marvel, DC. You do a lot of anime. Star Wars, and a couple of horror, a lot of horror characters. So yeah, I've seen a lot of you. have a broad stroke of different characters. Lady. I've seen some of your Lady Death series. So you have a pretty broad
anime. So anime has been the secret in the sauce here recently. Because that's a tough style.
I hate you, DC. I hate you.
That's a tough style to get into. So, but once you do, it translates well to every
Chris
other
is gonna
genre.
Kick us so off.
What?
He's gonna mute us.
That's why I wasn't here for the Fuel Richardson. See, I told you I'm trying to be on my best behavior.
I ain't even hear what did he say. I mean,
because Brady has a problem.
I don't have a problem. You have a problem.
I do have a problem, but that's the first step is admitting it.
Admitting that you have a problem. And as a Black woman, I ain't admitting shit. I don't have a problem.
Oh God.
What's the problem with Lady Death?
No.
I'm still missing like the key.
Go ahead and spit it out.
Okay, so I'm a 5-year-old. So when he kept saying broad stroke, I was like, and then he started laughing.
No, I get it.
Yeah, it isn't much. It doesn't take much.
No, look, I learned once again from the military that women are nastier than men. We thought we had that shit on lockdown.
No.
I was watching the Great British Baking Show, and they're talking about
Great British Baking.
I was, and it's a fabulous show.
But you were looking into that dreamy white man's eyes.
No, it was a Black guy first of all, because this pussy is Black.
She's all pro-Black.
So anyway,
racist vagina.
It is Wakanda forever. It's racist all day.
Bigotry at its finest.
Anyway, the white lady was talking to the Black.
I just had to say it. It's a great alliteration.
Prejudicial. That's a prejudicial sign.
You know what? Let me change my Tinder bio right now because I like that.
Presidential pussy.
But anyway, the white lady's
like gonna.
It writes itself too. That sounds like the Scarlet P.
He was
definitely a spy filler.
Yeah, it is.
Like
he was talking about the guy that
Michael
was
Mann
baking
directed.
was talking about what he does well, and he was like, "I'm really good at piping the cake," and I'm like, "I bet you are."
Wow.
He was like, "I'm really good at piping." I'm like, yeah.
There it is.
I'm with that. So men are nasty.
I think we're seeing inside the mind of like what happens when
we judge all of that when we first look at y'all. Like they say, "Oh, a woman knows in like 5 seconds." Hell yeah, we do. We're like, I'd let them do things, right?
No surprise. I've lived with a woman for 21 years.
A woman?
You gotta feel like you're foreign. One thing I realize about women is women are pretty much just like dudes. They're like dudes with like a few extra bioorganisms that we can't do. We can't make milk and we can't incubate babies. But other than that, like given the chance, y'all are raunchier, y'all fight more, y'all fucking are more violent. Like all that stereotype bullshit.
They're always on 20.
Yeah.
Easy, because I wake up on 15, so it doesn't take much.
I'll imagine you wake up on 30, but after a morning coffee, it's a good 25. Jump out my coffee, bitch. Back up off me.
That's literally me, though.
Yeah, that is. I was gonna say that is her. That sounds like her. Like,
don't
back
talk
off
to me before
bitch.
12.
Not yet. I haven't had it yet.
I haven't had it. Fall back.
It'd be like that though, man. It'd be like that's why I gotta stay off of like mainstream news and all that political stuff. Like I know my stuff, don't get me wrong, but if you ain't trying to fight every day, like you can't be waking up getting on Facebook looking at who you're racist for, like, oh God, I gotta go fight this dude.
Like you're shocked by it.
Yeah, nah.
A lot of people are shocked and hurt. The election just brought out a lot in people.
Because this whole year has it?
To me,
past 4 years.
Am I alone in thinking that like certain types of racism is hilarious? Not that
you're not.
No,
but
you're
like
not.
I always see the Clinton Bigsby.
That's always
it's
funny.
hilarious to hear, like, for real, like you're just gonna say that unironically, like like you didn't watch the Chappelle show or nothing. Like you just,
Right.
that's the stuff you believe in. Like those words in that way. Oh, okay. All right.
I like a good you people. I think that's my favorite.
Those are good.
I love a good
what are
you
y'all?
people.
Oh, y'all. Yeah.
Well,
Y'all.
Yeah,
Who's
you
y'all?
people
Who's
is
you?
actually
Who's y'all?
a funny one.
It makes me
talking
laugh
to,
every time.
I was talking to a liberal friend of mine who's more far left than the Yush, and he
Yes, Yush.
he like I literally use racist terminology to see if he would catch it. I was like, because he's just talking about how he hates Republicans and we got to get rid of all of them. I was like, so it's almost like if we had a way to systemically marginalize them so their voice mattered less in society. That'd be pretty great. I mean, we already know how to do it. So if we could just,
like if you imagine,
if we could just use systemic racism for good instead of evil, then
well,
it really dawned on what he was saying. Like, I see what you did there. Like,
right.
Yeah,
put them on one side of town with a red line. That kind of thing.
We could just
come on now.
Segregate them out
and
of
you
society.
stay here.
Okay, you guys go over here with this broken water fountain.
But dude, look, I'm not gonna lie. A Schadenfreude aside, I am loving this white on white hatred. Because
isn't it
so refreshing?
They shamed us so much. What about black on black crime and gang violence? You guys kill each other. And
like, that conversation's not even on the table anymore. I'm like,
no.
These motherfuckers is national level Bloods and Crips, man.
And I love calling them thugs.
When you were looking at that map, that electoral map, who wasn't thinking Bloods and Crips? Like I was.
Bloods is really out here, man.
I'm like, man, this is
out here
on a national level where the Bloods and Crips is on is infected white people,
and they'll be really mad and disappointed in each other. I hear them.
Whole families.
Hardcore. I have hardcore Republican. Oh yeah, the families are falling out, and I'm living for the drama.
I can't believe you voted for Trump.
Oh, I love it.
They literally minoritize each other. They talk about each other like they talk about black people. Like, I can't believe you stupid idiots are too dumb to realize you voted against your own age. I'm like, are you talking about me or you talking about Republicans? Okay, cool.
And we're just like, oh my God.
Yeah, oh my God. Like, this is how they talk about us.
I don't think I want to
This is so good.
Oh yeah, because they'll be like, and can you believe this asshat liberal? And I'm like, no.
But that's another conversation.
No.
We should just get rid of all them folks and then take
tell more.
Yeah. They're upset. I had one older guy when I was doing my job, and he talked about them like they're descendants of these like liberal hippie. Like he was just going in. Like the rant he gave was so racist and so great. And then he topped it off with saying he was like, "But I like you, Brandy. You sound like a Trump girl for Trump country." And I'm like, "Oh, when you see my black ass."
Oh, witness saints, no martini.
I was like, I know how I sound, sir, but I sure is a colored girl. So you're gonna be.
I gotta run this by Brandy real quick because as a black male, I had never encountered this shit. I was talking to this one of my African American customers in Baltimore, and she was telling me about when she moved to Cleveland to work, the white men would say she's not like other neck twirlers, and I had never heard of shit like that before.
Oh my!
Like,
what is a neck twirler? You say?
I wish your motherfucker would.
What is this neck twirling that you guys have done?
Neck twirlers. I'm like, what in the white man fuck is that?
Yes, white man fuck.
The haberdashery of it all.
See, you're shocked. I've never heard of that shit.
What is a neck twirler?
You know what a neck twirler is.
You know what a neck twirler is.
Exactly.
Oh, one of those that break their neck in every conversation. The slinky necks.
Never knew it was a thing.
Goddamn slinky necks.
She was like, I guess, they comment on how you don't talk like the neck twirling. And I'm like, the fact that he had enough nerve to say neck twirlers.
Oh, they're comfortable.
Neck twirlers.
That was
he was outdone. He was just like,
we actually had a conversation.
Kind of interesting that you even made that term up.
As Brandy knows, I will talk.
I don't think he made that up.
Politics right at my booth. I don't give a shit.
Oh,
and so we talked for like an hour about how, as a black man that's kind of burly, I've never experienced that, and I probably never will. Where somebody people.
And what I love about like Terry will go in about that, and he's such a businessman. He can turn it on and off like that. He'll go in and about that, and then he'll be like, "So you was looking at the Miles Morales, like just." Like that at the
I know. I've experienced when back in March, when I seen you back in March. before the world ended or closed down or whatever
Right.
you call it.
It's a NASCAR pit stop.
Before the
Yeah,
Avatar
yeah.
left us, he vanished.
Damn.
He'll be back in 1,000 years.
Yeah,
before
we got time.
Yeah, before we get into furthermore into the discussion, there's a little segment we did. We haven't done it in a while.
Oh, because the neck twirlers wouldn't let us.
Jesus Christ! But we haven't been.
I want that to be an elemental
I
power
want that
now.
to be like
I would neck twirling like you're an airbender. Well,
I'm a neck twirler.
I'm a neck twirler.
A 4th level air bending neck twirler.
Neck twirler.
Fourth
try.
level. It's
Oh,
a segment
God.
we call in this week in geek culture history. So this week of December 13th, really, the Amazing Spider-Man 1963 issue number 314 that dropped. It was a Christmas Eve issue, actually, and it was by Dave Michelin and Tom McFarlane. Peter Parker and Mary Jane Watson are evicted from their home because, Peter can't keep a freaking job to save his life.
First black superhero.
Black nigga. Fucking Negroes can't keep a job and always spinning their webs.
Not saying fucking Negro.
You can't keep a woman. Can't keep a
Can't keep a woman or a
keep a
job.
job.
God damn it.
Right. I'm like, damn.
Peter,
Costume stinking.
Spider-Man was the first. If anybody's gonna be black,
It was Peter
It was
Parker.
gonna be Peter Parker.
Uncle got shot.
He got all the makings.
Look,
The
look,
elements.
live with his
Isn't he from
auntie. Only black
Live with
people
his aunt.
what do you say, live in Queens?
Queens.
Anyway, what were you saying, Chris?
In 2000,
Neck
in
twirling
2018, right? In 2018,
Black
on December
bastard.
14th, we got the release of Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, so that was a good thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
December 15th, in 1971, Beast, Dr. Hank McCoy showed his furry form for the first time in Amazing Adventures number 11 by Jerry Conway and
Now
Tom
that's a
Sutton.
man.
And tell Beast to stop shitting on my lawn.
I knew you was gonna go there with it. That's still such a great line.
I love Deadpool.
Oh man. Skipping ahead to December 16th, Della Vision number 1 was released on this date in 1954. December 17th in 1985, Artie Maddox, which is one of the mutants from X-Men, who was nonverbal but could express himself using images that he put out mentally. And
What do they call that? It's onomatopoeia. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mayday
Come on,
Parker.
public school.
Yeah, Mayday Parker. In 1997, Avengers relaunched their Heroes Reborn series as a part of their Heroes Return with Avengers number 1. And you get introduced to people like Mayday Parker, aka Spider-Girl, who was in the future. 2008, Victoria Hand debuted in Invincible Iron Man number 8. War of the Kings, a massive cosmic crossover event, was premiered in X-Men Kingbreaker number 1. December 18th, 1996, Hulk and Doctor Strange crossed over to the Heroes Reborn universe in Incredible Hulk number 450. And that was it for this week, actually.
That is.
Hell of a week.
Yeah.
It's a lot done.
With the exception, a lot of weeks, especially that.
Hey, if
Also
you
this week in
enable,
history.
Or enable screen sharing, I got a little sneak peek for y'all.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on.
Not only do we get black superpowers on the 21st, we get a sneak peek. I love this.
All right, let me get this together here so I can share that.
So exciting.
Lean into it.
Yeah, let's just
Lean into it.
Knock yourself out, Terry.
All right, give me 1 second.
I'm excited.
I should have been ready beforehand.
Oh,
So I already
this is
showed
amazing.
Brandy this one, even though she's gonna still react to it. Like
This is a
I
Blerd's Eye
am.
View exclusive. I should be getting on the Patreon and make you bastards pay for this. But,
Which is the
man,
which is the male version of OnlyFans.
I'm about to say that's only. I literally was gonna say that.
I keep telling people that Patreon is the male
it's the male
version of
the
OnlyFans. Except for we don't show as much skin and we show nerdy stuff. It's
that's the problem. Show us your tits.
oh my, that is
Oh,
amazing.
I didn't
like it.
see this.
Okay, this one is.
Oh my god, I love.
Damn,
that
I
look
need
dope.
that.
You always trying to
for
get
real.
my money. I don't have no more space on these walls.
I will find a space for that. They got Jordans on too. I need that. That's for the
Yeah,
culture.
them the shoes.
I
Oh
need
my
that.
God.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh.
yeah, I saw that.
I like that.
I need that one too.
I just need him. If you look like him, hit me up. Oh, so you're Brandy on IG. What's up?
Yeah.
Lowered expectations.
I mean, if she bag a dude like this, then she.
But how is that low expectation? I'm winning.
Oh,
Is he from Cleveland? He ain't gonna have something wrong.
Not if he's from Cleveland.
It's gonna be something wrong.
I got the ballet shoes.
Oh,
I got
okay.
The Jordans one. Just because, but really, you can
the Jordan one definitely killing it.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
But I like both of them.
I know the sneakerheads out
there. Go back to the colored one with the.
No, but you know what? That's what really made Miles stand out. That the fact that he was sporting Jordans.
Yeah.
How everybody wants that version of Jordans.
I went for my son when he wanted to cosplay. I gave him
the Jordan 11s in mine just to change it up.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Just because, and I mean, Gwen, I don't think she ever had J's, but
no.
How come no J's for Gwen?
Oh, that's great. Okay. I need that though.
That's a I really like that.
Yeah, and then there's.
Oh, there goes my next stimulus check.
I know, right? That's how he gets you. That's how he gets you.
This is how I get. So
I'm gonna get that from my wife.
Here's the hot girl that's gonna go with the hot man.
Oh, we gonna have the. Oh, we about to have a gift set like the Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and JFK. It's gonna be Hawk Girl, Hawk Man on the walls. I need both of them now.
Yeah,
his and hers.
Got me. Well,
they had a episode of Justice League where they show like in the past of the Thanagarians, and they kind of have these cooler armors that look like this and not the wing thing. So I was like, I'm gonna lean into that, make them brown, make them look more Egyptian.
Yeah, that's dope.
Let's face it, they have
off the porch
with it.
Yeah, they're colored.
Yeah, but yeah, I
mean, it was Egypt. I've never seen too many.
Anywho,
right? That's a whole nother thing.
So Terry,
let's save that for the classic episode. Where we're
for the classic episode. So how can people? You go ahead and make me host. How can people get a hold of you and get some of this art that you're showing?
Pretty much, look, that name that's in the little bracket there, Terry Huddleston, put art on the end of that, or just spell out most of it. And thanks to my SEO Google thing, I'm like the #1 search thing. But I like brute forced it. Like if you know how much art I got, then imagine that art all tagged with Terry Huddleston.
You're right.
So, I'm like a deadbeat dad on the internet. I got a lot of kids
yes,
out there.
Yes, a deadbeat dad on the internet.
I got a lot of kids out there when it comes to art. So, 13 years of just cranking out art like I'm on cocaine or something. What's funny? Let me tell you a story about cocaine.
Wait, before you go on, is this like the Dave Chappelle, Rick James story?
It isn't. I just had a dumb thought. Like I actually, I drink energy drinks and shit and caffeine. I'm like, man, what are the downsides of cocaine again? Because you hear about like I stayed up for 3 weeks straight. I was like, man, I would love to be able to like all your pleasure centers get ruined. Oh yeah. But here's the punchline of that. That's how bad they are at telling you how bad cocaine. You don't think nothing bad about cocaine, do you? You think bad about crack?
Crack, yeah.
You think bad about cigarettes? You don't think nothing. You don't even know what the fuck cocaine does bad.
That does.
Like, yeah. And that let me know, like, cocaine is the white lady of drugs.
Yeah.
It is.
God,
Christina Aguilera.
You don't know how dangerous it really is.
Well,
you take it.
They kind of sell it differently. Every time you see somebody doing cocaine,
Christina.
Every time they doing cocaine, it's what a fucking baller ass apartment.
Yeah, big ass mansion.
They're snorting it off of like a marble table, and I'm just like,
they ain't never just
it's like
Like
ivory.
It's ivory. Yeah, it's nice.
It's like they're
here. Come smoke these fine drugs off this elephant tusk.
Oh my god!
And you're like, of course I will.
Oh, do I gotta do something?
Oh yeah, just go up to your name over where go to participants, and then when your name shows up, just go to more, and then just make me the host. It'll just have our name, just say make me host.
So do I gotta go to yours?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Why? Okay. Here you go.
And there it is. All right. We go.
Like, why would you give up the throne in the first place?
It's challenge day.
Is this your king?
I had the purple flower.
Oh man!
I will fight you for it.
Is this your host? Supposed to lead y'all into 2021.
Look.
And me and DC gonna be like, damn, is it?
America, look how easy that fucking transition of power was.
Yeah.
You know how fucking easy that was.
One
God
button.
damn.
Not the jump.
He asked me for the hosting period. I was like,
You
oh,
saw
here
that
you
jump?
go. Because, you
It
know,
wasn't
normalcy
hard.
and all that.
Yeah.
God damn. I actually want to write a book called Shit I Learned from White People That White People Forgot.
New York Times
Well,
bestseller. Right there.
Right up there with Charlemagne the God. Whatever
man.
shit he writing now.
Man, his books are good. He's so
Oh
funny.
my god. All right, so this is our Christmas list episode.
That's what's
So-
up.
Yeah, this is our Christmas wish list episode. So what is it? And this is kind of like what it is that you want, what is it that you want to watch, what are you looking forward to?
World
that
peace
type of
for
thing.
all.
Bye.
Well, so DC, since we started with you, you the game.
What do I want? I want
Yeah.
the new Xbox, son, but I want everybody to stop buying that shit and stop selling that shit for $1,000 on the black market. You can buy a kidney right now cheaper than you can buy an Xbox or PlayStation. Like, this shit is getting out of hand.
And the wait for the kidney will be
The
short.
wait for the kidney is shorter. That bitch will be on your doorstep tomorrow. The Xbox 2022. Like, this shit's getting out of hand.
Amazon drops off the kidneys.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, this shit is getting out of hand. But besides that, I don't know what else I want, man. Like, that's really what I want.
Some Terry Huddleston artwork.
Well, that I do want to. Now that he
That's
just showed me the his and
shameless
hers.
plug, and I'll take it.
Yeah, I want that. Everybody else should want that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
No, everybody, one of us.
One of
I want EA to make a better football game. That's what I also want. Because that shit is bootleg and trash. How you gonna be the only provider of football? Your shit's still trash. I want Cyberpunk to fix their shit because on PlayStation,
Man,
it's
those
trash.
memes.
Oh Jesus!
I don't know. I saw that coming, man.
Yeah,
It was something about that game that was too good to be true.
too good.
And I'm in the minority of thinking that Witcher 3 is overrated. Like, it's not a fun game. I'm sorry. Like, it might be good storytelling, but playing that game ain't fun. Like,
Nah,
I'm not having
sandpaper.
minute to minute, like, woo, wee.
No, somebody on my timeline goes live like every night playing it. I'm like, I'll tune in because I try to support my gaming friends when they're on, the Twitch and stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me go ahead. And then I was like, fuck, what are we doing?
Where is this going?
Where is this going?
What's the payoff? Yeah. What else?
Man, I like how you're like, what else?
It's so much. I want Deadpool 3 to drop earlier than it's supposed to, just because I want to see it and I really can't wait. That's all I got. I'm really simple this year. I mean, it's been so much that happened. I'm really thankful for everything that's happened. So
And simple is probably the best we can give at this point.
I want Trump to get the fuck out of office, but I think that's
Easily, but don't let that do for you. Trump,
But here's
Trump
the
is like
thing.
somebody talking shit, like, I'm gonna do it. Trump is out of here. He about to go back and live.
Honestly, I would love
he's actually supposed to be doing what's that show he used to do before he became office? Playboy.
The Apprentice?
Legends? The Apprentice, yeah. He's talking about doing that again.
I just threw up a little bit in my mouth, but
Yeah, didn't we all? You're fired. Everybody, you're
He's
fired.
gonna be talking about I won the election.
Remember when I was president?
Yeah.
I did my thing, and now I'm back on the boardroom office.
No,
Everybody's
I did my
fired.
things. We did great things. There were big things done.
We did big
Lots of
things.
big
It was
things.
huge. It happened hugely. You were there. You saw it.
Everything's so extreme. Like Brandy is the worst mother ever. The worst.
Chris can't host for shit.
Terry
Gave
Huddleston
up power and tried to
has the
beg
best
for
hair
it
in the
back.
history of hair. He has the best civil rights hair since Frederick Douglass.
Frederick, yes,
Frederick.
Frederick.
Y'all seen it? Y'all seen it, right? Service Showcase?
Frederick.
Service Showcase, man.
Frederick.
That's like, if you
Oh
haven't seen
my
Service
God.
Showcase,
Did Frederick?
Frederick.
best black show ever.
Like, who the hell is Frederick?
Right, like that nigga French. He French, right?
Frederick
And French like who? Here you go. This is your
Frederick
chance.
Douglass.
He's doing great things.
DC.
He's doing
DC, that
great
was your
things.
chance.
Oh,
To
my
do
God.
what?
I said French like who?
Oh, Juicy Smouye
There
is
we
the
go.
best French black actor ever. He did his thing. 3 a.m, he went for Subway. Don't ever get it twisted. He's the gay black Tupac. I said it and I meant
There
it.
it is. There it is.
That
Pretty
means
good.
it's
Pretty good. I
true.
dig it. I dig it.
I've been practicing that. Just
No, I
for
think
these-
That's what you were doing in the mirror before you got it.
No, I used to do it at school, and the people's like, "You can't do that. He's the president."
Yeah.
Fuck that. I don't give a
What's
fuck.
funny is I could never nail Obama.
Oh, he's hard.
He's rough.
Like, that's-
He's rough.
Yeah, like I could never nail an Obama.
you got to be smooth and still kind of.
You know.
Yeah, because he don't move around a lot, do we?
No,
No.
He's not a fidget.
but he do this a
He'll
lot.
give you this.
It's
He'll
this,
give you
yeah,
this.
it's that.
He does this
Well,
well.
Oh, you know,
we need to
that's-
get together.
that's
We need
Willie
to
Clinton,
go ahead
like,
and we need
I
to
did
put this
not
down, and
let that girl.
we need to make sure that Trump.
She did not.
my favorite thing is Dave
Slap.
Chappelle was like, you come in here, get in here.
We got that yellow cake.
Don't drop that shit.
Hillary is out of office. Hey, you
It's funny
come
y'all
here.
brought up yellow cake. I just use yellow cake as an analogy for the racism we all have to deal with now. It's like yellow cake we have to get rid of.
Nobody wants the yellow
Or
cake.
we're all gonna die of radiation.
Right.
Like just get rid of the yellow cake,
What is
guys.
that?
I know it's
They
you.
said
like,
if we die,
Get
we
rid of that.
die.
See, that's that yellow cake right here.
I
Like,
know you
don't
can build
drop
stuff
that.
out of it, but don't do it. It's just not gonna
Not worth it.
work out. Like, you know, what can you do? So, Chris, what do you want for Christmas?
Can we just get out of this year? I mean, damn.
Maybe
we got
Maybe.
we got-
Right. That's why you play it.
you've been working out.
we've
You've been
gotten some
exercising?
gems. We've gotten some gems. Honestly,
2020's been rough on Black Lives, man.
man. But if it's
Super
any
rough.
indication of social media, maybe the 21st might be giving us a little something.
Let's go. Let's go, planetary.
You know they don't
alignment.
want that to happen.
So
They're
that's
gonna
the
block
one
the
thing I'm just
sun.
like, I don't know where this rumor came from.
Oh no, there was
But
a
I'm
meme that said
riding
they're
for
gonna
it.
send the X-Men Sentinels out after us when we come out.
They're gonna block the sun to
last
make sure
thing
we don't get
want is
superpowers.
I've read enough.
Part of Black people.
I said the NBA gonna be lit on the
We told you it
22nd.
was dangerous. We told
The
you.
NBA gonna be lit on the 22nd.
Can you imagine like real
LeBron
life
coming down the lane and
stars?
just floating down and slam the ball and the gym explode,
And
and
there's
then he
fire
can use his mind
everywhere?
powers to bring it back. That's gonna be lit. Y'all
Hopefully
ain't
my
gonna
hair
do that.
turns all white. That'd be pretty good.
You would not look bad.
Yeah. No, I look like the first Negro to do some shit. I got civil rights hair.
That's
I know.
literally that.
That's the hashtag.
Yeah.
That's the hashtag under the picture. That's the caption.
The first
first-
I'm
Negro
the
to do
first
something.
man
The first
to
Negro
draw
to
an
do some
erect
shit.
penis on a naked Superman. Like, okay, I mean, it's a first for
And
everything.
his photo always has to be like.
I believe him. I don't know why, but I believe him, yo. Can I hit
It's
it,
the
Chris?
hair.
I just
Oh,
made that up.
I believe him, yo.
I've never
I don't
done
know why,
anything
but I do.
close to that.
There we go. Look at y'all.
Thank you, Sound Deck.
Sound deck on deck.
So, all right,
man.
Chris wants to make it out of
But-
2021.
Yeah, with my superpowers intact.
Okay.
Intact. That's asking too much, by the way.
Hell
What,
yeah.
what do you
Hey,
want
look.
though?
What are you?
What
What?
do
Yeah. What do you?
I
Yeah,
really
what
want-
powers do you want?
Strength and super speed.
Okay.
All right, classic.
Not being greedy. I mean,
I want mind
I mean,
control.
that's all you need. That's really all you need.
That's it.
Like
Why
everything
you
else
playing?
is.
everything else I can figure out.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can make lightning. Just get a couple of shag carpets and rub them together real fast.
Now you can make lightning. Just
Bam.
you just
Get
fucking
some-
wait. You
Yeah,
wait.
get some
You
nice
start rubbing your feet on the carpet. Oh, you in trouble?
Yeah.
You in trouble, motherfucker! Ah! I got these thick ass wool socks on, bitch. You can't wait.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
Your head get the.
What else do you need? You know?
Oh man, but yeah, I mean, just really, I mean, like DC said, and like, I mean, we've gotten a couple gems this year, but otherwise, like outside world stuff has just been horrible. So yeah, I mean, that's really it. Just to make it out this year alive, and I've gotten some stuff as far as the geek side. I've gotten like the Mandalorian and all that other stuff, and that's great. Just want to make it out this son bitch alive, and that's the phrase of the year, everybody. Son bitch, I mean that.
That is. Year's almost over. All right, Brandy Blocker.
I want a baby.
Oh,
with
I like
all-
how Chris really lost his hosting duties because he started.
Yeah, pretty much. As soon as he questioned Chris, I was like, oh, okay.
Okay.
Oh,
I was
go to
like,
Brandy first.
is this our host
Look at
now?
me.
I'm the
Look at
captain
me.
now.
Look at me. No.
I'm the captain now. Oh, wait, hold on.
I'm the captain now.
Chris is nice about that though, because I
Captain
kind of messed with him like that when I first got on the show when they brought me back, and I'm like, it's over for you hoes. I'm running this shit now.
Brandy, answer the question.
I want a baby Yoda doll.
Woo, man, you
super
scared? I'm
cute.
like, wait a minute. Oh, baby.
She's
Yoda.
like, I want a baby. I want a baby.
No, like, no.
Unless now my white men exception, unless it's
White
Henry.
men exception.
White man exception.
Henry Cavill, like he could plant a baby in me.
He's not a white guy. He's just
white
a man.
British, white
Like,
enough.
yeah, I'd let him touch me inappropriately. Come on.
Listen, all day. I'm not going to report anything.
Yeah,
when I
I'm
say
not
me
gonna-
too, I mean like also do things to me
I'm like,
too.
he
I'm
got
not
up in
going to
there,
complain.
guys, but I mean,
Not
look
gonna
at this guy.
complain.
Have you seen his jawline?
Have you
It's
just
ridiculous.
seen him?
It's ridiculous.
Like I want more of his for Christmas. I want more of his.
I want more of you, but
armor.
also want less of you at the same time.
Crazy already.
So yeah, that would be great.
The
Marvel
baby
has
Yoda or the
this,
baby? Because I'm confused now.
Baby Yoda.
Baby Yoda. I don't
Okay.
know.
Actually, I shouldn't say this, but ironically enough, my oldest daughter looked like Baby Yoda when she was born. Yeah,
That's
I
actually
know.
super cute though.
Yeah, like so.
Baby Yoda
I
is
had an
cute.
instant attachment to Baby Yoda. Like, holy shit, it's my daughter.
It's my daughter.
Yeah.
That's where they got the character
every,
from.
Every newborn, nobody likes you, man.
It's my
Newborns look
daughter.
like they just been through 12 rounds of boxing with a uterus when they come out. You know, so.
I know. I want
awesome now.
also.
He's back.
I want a prosthetic Two-Face mask as a part of a cosplay thing I'm doing because it's the one I saw on Etsy is bomb, so I want it.
Yeah.
There's a levitating infinity gauntlet like thing that I want just to have somewhere in my house. I don't know where the fuck I'm gonna put it because between yo shit and the other shit I get for the cons, I have no space. And then like y'all said, just to make it out of this fucking year, not
You
pregnant.
will. You will.
And just
You got time.
I know. That's what I had just posted about that, and someone was like, "Oh no, you can
Fingers
still
crossed,
got."
you got 2 weeks.
I'm like, "Shit, I overdosed on some Plan Bs. I should be good, right?" Like,
But guess what? She was with child. Like, God damn, Brandon. You just
2
became a
weeks
plot
later.
device for your own
oh my God,
family.
yes,
Right.
the SpongeBob 2 weeks later.
2
So
weeks
2
later.
weeks later.
we have an
You
announcement.
guys aren't going to believe what happened to me. Smell
Okay.
my eye, dudes, as I tell you the story.
My medical.
So I had unprotected sex and I got pregnant.
It happened. I didn't make it out.
Crazy.
alive.
I didn't make it
You
out
didn't
alive.
make it out. What about you, Terry?
So I'm gonna flip the script because for the last year before, I was like, shit, for the last 12 years, I've been like busy. So 2020 has been like bittersweet because I've needed some time off to spend with the wife and the kid. I know not to sound cheesy, but I did need some time off. And so now I look at myself like I'm about to do a bank heist on Comic-Con, and I get more time to plan. Because as y'all see, the shit I'm working on, I'm trying to I ain't trying to fuck around with y'all. I'm talking about y'all as customers.
Definitely not.
Like, am I gonna get that Miles Quinn or am I gonna get that? Like, y'all like, fuck, here y'all go. So I'm trying to rob all of y'all of y'all hard-earned gas money
Pretty much.
and water bill money
Yep.
and all the other stuff. No, I'm joking.
My wig
But-
money.
Baby, why the
But-
lights off? Because we got them posters on the wall. Don't worry about
right.
Yeah, exactly. Like they glow in
Put
the
the
dark.
black light on them. It'll be fine.
it. Take a lighter. Look
No,
at it.
but I pretty much want, and this is gonna also sound cheesy, but I want people to take this time. This is a gift to me. I'll get my vicarious joy to start some kind of hobby-based business
Yes.
that
Hmm.
they can basically use because you ain't got shit else to do.
You don't.
This whole year,
so
you ain't
you
did
can either
shit.
be worried about COVID taking your jobs, or you can go, hey, you know what? Everybody fucking tells me how good my greens are. Sell them fucking greens.
Yeah.
Sell them. Clean
Sell
them,
them
cook
greens,
them,
girl.
sell them
Sell
with a
'em.
side of cornbread, and then what? Your homeboy
And a
town
slice
can
of
make a
ham
mean roast
ass.
beef.
I was gonna
fucking
say I
sell
want
them
some
plates.
oxtails now. Shit.
I said, oh yes.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying?
Damn,
I would buy it
I
right
bought some
now.
oxtails this week. What the hell?
Brandon
I
put a
need to
picture of
just-
oxtails and shrimp. I was like,
Did you see
Oh,
that
that
shit? That
was
shrimp
shrimp
pasta
I
with
could do without, but the oxtails and barbecue
No.
sauce,
I need
that's
that
black.
whole thing.
See,
I
food
need all
sells
that.
himself. Everybody
Yeah.
love food.
Our fat
Everybody.
asses,
If
we like,
anybody-
yeah.
If anybody's out there that's listening to the show,
The
you need to
oxtails.
watch. You need to follow Brandy's page because she puts up these food things, and I swear, I'm like, what the hell restaurant is she at this time? And it's
I
not.
be eating
She's
and I
at
be
home.
cooking. Yeah, I be eating and cooking.
And I'm like,
Can't do
I will
that.
travel across town just to come over there to get a plate.
Now, any male suitors, I cook a whole lot better when I don't have to work. So if you
Ooh,
know,
that's good. That's good.
just
You
saying,
ain't got to worry about me. I'm just
everything's better when you don't have to
my
work.
final Christmas wish would be to reunite Brandy with her long lost brother that she never knew about. Joaquin Woodbine.
Oh yeah. Oh shit.
Like,
Yeah.
if I could just get them back together, I know they're estranged right now, but
Cute picture,
y'all
bikini.
need to quit fighting each other. I'm joking, but you do look just like that nigga, man. Golly.
See, now I've always
Like y'all definitely.
Now you look just like that nigga.
You
Oh
do.
my
You know what I'm
God.
talking about?
I have never heard of this person. So
Look from
I
Spider-Man,
literally-
from Jason's lyric.
oh
Ain't no
my-
way.
Yeah.
Not the evil guy that's in everything.
Yes.
The one that
The one that
the
nobody
one
knows his name.
That's the
I'm-
one
I'm
I
a
just
dude.
posted.
I'm a
Yes,
dude.
that's
No,
What
I don't look
know.
like that. Who I look like is
was gonna
Kel
say
from
Rich.
Keenan and Kel. That's who I look
No,
like
I'm
male
looking at
wise.
this dude
I'm
right
Kel.
now. I'm looking
I'm
at
Kel.
this dude right now. I just
Chris,
Bring
bring
up
him up.
Kel.
Chris,
I'm
bring him
on.
Bring
up.
him up.
Chris,
Bring
bring
him
him
up.
up. Chris, bring him up. Chris, bring him up. Yeah.
And I'm like, holy shit, it's Mel Brandy.
He said, "Holy shit!"
And he not cute.
Look, you might not be a cute man. Get over it, okay?
He said you're not a cute man, but you're a
And
beautiful
I'm not
woman.
accepting that.
I'm
I
not a
just
cute
can't
woman.
accept
Look at
that.
me.
You don't know? Did you use the app to see?
God.
No, actually, I didn't know they had an app for that. Before you transition,
are you seeing this?
No, we see nothing but a blank screen. It just says Chris.
Yeah,
Chris,
it's
Chris,
just
Chris.
that you started sharing.
Oh, you know what? I gotta do that one thing.
You got to pick what you
Yeah,
wanna
I got to
share.
do that one thing.
I can't unsee it.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah, I can't unsee it, man.
Nigga.
Matter of fact, he kind of looks like your papa.
I will give no, my daddy looks like Jadakiss while you playing.
Wow. Jadakiss.
Why?
That's
What
funny.
what sound Jadakiss be making? Is he the yeah, that's him.
Oh
My daddy
God.
looked like Jadakiss.
I
Oh
gotta
my
look up
God.
Jadakiss, man.
Jadakiss.
I like how we went from one like weird name black dude to another. And
Hakeem Woodbine.
And
Hakeem
especially
Woodbine.
when I grew up, because
don't-
I had like braids all the time.
Who the
and
hell is Bakeem? What role?
the
The fuck
bad
is that guy?
Oh,
Jadakiss.
man.
I
No,
look
man.
like this
No.
Kill.
No,
I look
man.
like fucking
Is it true?
Look at us. We're the same fucking ways.
Oh my.
Yeah.
Hey, okay. But still though, like
Brandy was on Game Shakers last night.
I told you I got multiple jobs. Y'all, y'all ain't believe me. Not Game Shaker. He's hilarious.
Oh man.
He stay with a check, don't he?
He do.
Yeah, he
He a
do.
preacher too.
I was like, you better get your fucking Nick Cannon on.
He
You
a
better
preacher?
host everything, Nick. And
He
I
host
still
the
did.
preacher. Nick
He was
Cannon's
a preacher on
spot,
top of
like,
that?
Nick Cannon got
Yeah.
like black as fuck out of nowhere.
Did
He
he? though?
did.
He did.
He came. He had that turban.
He
on,
went
I
from
was
San
like,
Diego white to Brooklyn black in
Like,
I don't know how
I had
long.
zero respect for Nick Cannon's blackness, and then I was like, oh shit.
He hit you on the top of the head with it real quick, like nigga, I'm black.
He
No,
came
when
in
I-
and did a
I-
Negro jihad, man.
And then
Like,
you know he treats his employees well, because anytime there's drama and you hear those stories about how they're trying to offer other people on Wild 'N
Yeah,
Out
they
the
tried to
chance
give it to
host
DC
it,
Young Fly. He said
and
no.
they're like, no.
He
They,
was like,
and I'm
"Man,
like, that's
I
how
don't
you
care how
know
much-"
you're treated well and paid well by this man, because
He said, there's no way I'm not. He's like, I don't care how good that offer is. I'm like, I'm not about to turn on my man like
I
that.
love that.
Mm.
And, and I'm like, that's loyalty.
That's
though.
loyalty. You
him and,
cannot.
But Nick
Orlando
opened a lot of
Bloom's
doors for
another
them
one.
cats too, though.
He did.
Yeah, Orlando Bloom's another one that just like,
Oh, I
whoa.
love him. I
Yeah.
love him a lot. I started following him. He is, and then so is what is his name, McCod Brooks or something like that. He like
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
he grew
Black
out a
Jimmy
beard, and all of a sudden he's like, let me tell you
He
something
became
about this
Golda.
guy.
He was like,
He
was
is
just
not
telling shit.
playing. I'm like, where is this
He was
coming
in
from?
a tiki hut somewhere. I was just like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
He's-
he was spitting like some
he out in the
mad facts not
woods,
too
and
much,
he's like,
a
let me
couple
tell you
weeks
about
ago.
something. In
See, I was like-
1875, they're
he
like
was talking
City
about-
Chase Bank. Like when Haiti,
Yeah,
they're like, this
yeah,
is
he
why
was talking
Haiti's so
about Haiti,
poor.
right?
And I was
Yeah.
like, damn.
I was like,
I
damn,
just
my
learned.
nigga, 3 weeks ago, you was Jimmy Olsen. Now you
Listen.
motherfucking Tupac
he
out
dropped-
here. You
yeah,
just
he dropped hard.
Now,
some
do y'all
hardcore
think
knowledge.
that like this shift that's coming that you see more of anyway, especially in the last year, is because of everything going on?
Duh.
It just kind of seems like
Yeah. Yeah.
Like you look, we fake it a lot, right? No matter what spectrum, whether you black man, black woman,
Chris, what the hell?
you gotta put on that Clark Kent
Zuri.
mask. Like, hey, I'm really a powerful fucking black animal underneath this, but I'm a act like I'm a doofus white guy just to make y'all feel good.
Not doofus.
But we tired of that. That's Superman, right? Like
definitely tired of this
Superman
shit.
could murder the planet, and he chooses. I mean, Tarantino brought this up to act like a fucking idiot to make people feel safe. As a black man, I can relate to that. Like you gotta look harmless. Like you gotta act harmless.
You really do gotta look, especially when you big and black. You really gotta look like you won't hurt a lion.
I feel bad.
I was in an elevator, and you ever seen that clutch the purse thing? I had that happen. I'm in my work uniform. And she was like, oh God, I don't feel safe. I said, bitch, you ain't got none of that purse I want besides a Snicker, maybe because I'm hungry. Because I've been on the clock for 10 hours. But other than that, I mean,
pull out a 9mm and tell her to run the Snickers. And
run that jacket in them Snickers because it's cold outside.
Because I'm not myself when I'm hungry. Bitch.
The Snickers. Give her her jacket back like, oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't know I couldn't do
Did you say give it back if it's peanut butter?
It's peanut butter. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Sorry, I thought you had a real fucking Snickers out here.
And you
now that we got right, and now that we're wearing masks, it doesn't make, like, for me, it doesn't make any better because I'm like, now I got a mask over my face. Excuse me. Now I sound threatening as hell because
you got evil eyes, man.
Because you sound like fucking Dr. Doom.
Brandy got motherfucking cat burglar eyes and shit.
Cat burglar.
You look like from here, like you look like you about to do something suspicious like this.
Would I do something like that to you?
That even work?
Do you think I'd rob you?
Yeah. Like hell.
Do I look like I'd rob you?
I hate y'all. Fuck you guys.
Eartha Kitt style. Do I look like I'd rob you?
Marcus.
Marcus, I'm not wearing any underwear.
Darkness.
Oh my God.
This
is why I can't have peace in the store because they're like, she's going to take something. And it don't help. When I'm looking around, my eyes are always like
darting.
but you got like grand larceny eyes. You don't got like petty robbery eyes.
It ain't breaking and entering. It's like you might fuck some shit up.
Like a bank vault type of eyes.
Oh God, she's casing the joint.
Yeah.
Right. I'll be back.
She got me back with Mr. Freeze and shit.
Oh, and as much as I talk, please believe I'm gonna be the villain. You finna get this
with
speech.
Terrible puns.
You finna get this speech. Oh, I love it.
I'm bad on ice.
Freeze. And I'm like,
loud.
Oh my God.
And I'm like,
there
what's
will
so
be
funny?
freezing. I love Arnold though, man.
Dude,
I loved him as
Get to the chopper.
That movie's watching Batman and
Robin.
Loved that shit.
I will
without the bat nipples.
To me,
he sits around, he turns around, he does this move here.
Like, what
the hell is
that? The thing is, you could tell he was having fun.
He
was.
Like they were like Arnold. That's enough. And he's like, no, one more shot.
No, that's not enough.
Arnold is the king of one-liners.
Rubber baby gummy bumpers.
He managed to get off at least one good one-liner, and it's just like.
And his facial expressions are hilarious. Like when you watch him in something like True Lies, that shit is funny.
Oh yeah, that shit is funny.
It is so good.
Talk about a movie I would like to have a sequel of.
Listen,
that would be it.
Watch Pumping Iron, man. That's
God,
true Arnold. Arnold's a manipulative motherfucker. I love him.
What was that movie about the brothers that made the weight sets? He was in that. No. There was a movie about these brothers who brought Arnold over, like when it was about them discovering like weightlifting.
Talking about the Weeder? Was it Weeder?
Weeder, yeah, the Weeders. That one.
I never seen that. I never heard of that.
It's
heard about it. I heard about that one.
It's actually pretty good. But it shows Arnold like before he really got famous, and the actor who plays him, spot on Arnold. Like mannerisms, the facial features, he damn near look like him.
Yeah, Arnold's a very
pumping iron.
Guy,
that pumping iron you talking about? Is that the one when they show him down there in Brazil? I think he went to.
Yeah, that's the one I made that cut from where he was trying to harass some girls down in Brazil.
So I don't like Lou Ferrigno, and this is first world problems because I go to Comic-Con.
Yes, this is first world problems.
So you gotta have met the guy to really fucking hate the guy. But
Lou Ferrigno.
Since Lou Ferrigno is making look like a dumbass in this movie, I fucking love Arnold even more. He's like, Lou comes to me for the advices, but I give him bad advices. I was like, this dude's an asshole.
Not bad advices.
Lou had the whole movie. Lou big as hell. Lou actually had a better body than Arnold, but fucking Arnold got in his head and talked him off his game, and he lost like a motherfucker. And the rest is history. Now we talking about.
Now, not talking about Lou Ferrigno, but you mentioned the cons.
We're talking about Lou Ferrigno.
Yeah, definitely talking about.
Are you? We're going into a new year, and hopefully this stuff clears up.
Not to laugh.
We're going into the year.
somewhere 2020 is like.
Are we?
You have yet to discover my true power. But
are you laugh on that one?
Right? Are you looking forward to at least seeing cons again? You said you enjoyed taking a break. It allowed you to kind of reconnect.
No,
with your wife.
No, dude, look, man. Like Comic-Cons is like that's dope money, man. Like that ain't like I'm just going to work, put in the ground. That's like fucking stacks. Like can't nobody tell you shit when you got that much money from one weekend.
And he's a king salesman because I try not to spend too much. He said some shit where I was like, damn, he right. And so I spent more money. He was like, you mean to tell me you come to these huge nerd events? This is one of the biggest nerd events of the year. You come here and you're on a budget. You're up here budget. The money you spend on how you look and this art that's here, don't you want? And I'm thinking he is right. Like we didn't come here. We didn't come here not to fall out. Point. Right. So I'm talking to my son.
The fact that he hit you with you mean to tell me?
Yeah.
Lets me know that he's a businessman.
He was about his business. So I'm turning to my son who's like 8 or 9 at the time. I'm a nigga. We came to ball the fuck out. So I say we should.
You hit him with the Kevin Hart.
Look,
we about to ball the fuck out.
She turns to the kid to get the conference.
It's one of those things.
We need to buy
8-year-old son. Can I spend money?
Go ahead, mom. I don't know.
Put the hard sell on people, but sometimes people talk themselves out of shit. It's like, man, you about to go blow that money at McDonald's. Like
I'm that person. I'll talk myself out of it. And he was like, listen,
you went and bought a Happy Meal with a toy in it for $18.
Yeah. He's like, you eat this much. And I'm like, I do.
Yeah, I eat my money good.
But yeah, look, I miss
his logic is sound.
His logic, I'm like, this Negro's good.
He has something there.
Comic-Cons are really expensive. So it's actually a weird apocalyptic balance where Comic-Cons got wiped out, but so did all my biggest expenses in life. And so I was joking with my wife. It's like having a really expensive fucking side chick that just left my ass one day. I'm like, I ain't gotta take her to dinner. I ain't gotta buy her a washing machine.
You're not going to Dubai.
Coats, I ain't going to Dubai. Like, damn, I kind of, you know what?
I don't miss that, but I miss it.
I don't miss it, but I miss it.
Yes. I will tell you this too, for all of y'all, man. When you start a micro business, once again, it is like you gotta fucking take it on dates and pay attention to it and care about it and talk to it every now and again and listen to its problems, or it's gonna fail. So it becomes like you don't really have time for like no extra bullshit.
Oh yeah,
because you're gonna be like, I'm getting more out of my business doing the same thing I'm doing with your human flesh and blood ass. I'm talking about, you dating, and you ain't paying no dividends. But the business I'm getting, I just got $800 because I took the time to make my website not look like shit. Then I got another $1,200 when I promoted. So you get pretty much feedback with zeros on it, with dollar signs attached to it. And I'm not gonna lie, that shit feels great. You're like, I did a good thing.
Look at me. I'm like, I'm sitting over here like cries and broke.
Cries broken.
Cries broken.
And the same thing goes the other way. When you make a bad move, it's gonna cost you. But it's almost like a nice rigid structure, especially if you're a military person, because you know what you should be doing because you're getting instant feedback. There's no guess like, should I have did that Miles Spider-Gwen or should have? All right, nobody bought it. I guess that was a dud. That's my answer. Or you know what? It's selling like hotcakes. So I gotta do more stuff like that. And so you get more. And then I get a lot of stuff. A lot of my art, and that shit at Miles is one of them. It's where it's a commission. But it's also gets to be in my gallery, so it's like a nice win-win for everybody, really. They get
nice win for
art, get the piece they want. And so I've been doing pretty well not going to Comic-Con because I don't have to pay tens of thousands of dollars
that
to
vendor's
be at
fee and everything. Yeah, that vendor fee.
Yeah, that vendor fee ain't no joke.
Man.
So And travel too. Like you got flights, hotels. Like it's like now that I have a contrast of a whole pretty much a year coming up without it, I can't. I personally don't want to go back to where I was before because I see where I can claw back some money. Like I can might as well just write myself a check for $20,000 if I just do this, and this, and not go to Comic-Con because there's an overlap where you're working for Comic-Con and not working. You're not making money. You're just working to work. So, I had reached that threshold and didn't know it until Comic-Con stopped. I was like, holy shit, I need to do like 10 less shows and I'll actually make more money in a year. How the hell does that work? It's voodoo math, but it's true. Like you make more, and I figured out why, if you want to know the answer, is because the future is an unlimited expense. Like, what if you had to keep paying your bills into the future? Like, you had to, like, every time you pay, they're like, okay, pay for this month, but also pay for next month, and then also pay for next month, every month, and the future is unlimited. And that's how Comic-Con is. It's a bill that just keeps coming, and so your money is floating out in the future and not in your pocket right now. And then COVID-19 comes, and all that future money never shows up. And so it's like fucking Thanos snapped half your money away. And you're like, oh shit. I could have used that money right now, but now it's stuck in the future like fucking Marty McFly. I need that money to come back.
You need that sport. You need that sports almanac. That's what you need.
Yeah, I need the sports almanac. C19 will decimate planet. 2019. I'm in 2019 reading that book. Like, oh shit. Okay, wait a minute.
Let's put this in right now.
Amazon, is there Amazon?
CDC.
Right.
CDC.
Start investing in this right now, so it'll be all right.
Whatever prison Trump's going to.
So you what is the worst character you've had to make or design?
Oh man, it really it goes by, like, I try to even take the worst and make it fun, but it goes by color scheme and all that stuff, and I can't really say nothing too, but it's just certain customers that got certain characters that they created where I'm like, man, this is just fundamentally terrible, but the checks clear, and I've even tried to elevate them a little bit and make little tweaks and changes, and they're like, they're nice about it, they're not mean enough, but they're like, hey, could you change it back to the way it was? And I'm like, holy shit. So they for sure want that
bullshit
Bob Liefeld, bad 90s design. So
you mean the big body, little feet?
Just whatever.
Big body, little feet. That's what
you couldn't draw feet.
It makes it easy.
Could not draw feet.
Okay, I'm gonna do it exactly how they want it. But
Captain America has breasts, that type of stuff.
Yeah, you just kind of go with it. So, like I said, I've done so much work. I don't think I have like a single, I've done thousands of pieces, so I don't really have like a single top of the mountain.
Humble brag.
It is what it is, man.
Over here with the faces and everything.
If I worked in Amsterdam, you'd be like, man, like, if I was in the red light district, you look at that differently. Like, look,
that's a lot of art up there.
I've seen thousands of them. I don't know what the worst one was.
Because she viewed it.
Yeah, they all even out after a while. Like it's just from the like, what's the shit you ever had? Like, I don't know.
Oh my god!
When you're in the art trade.
Yeah.
Sure, a lot of them. Hey.
What's funny is Brandy is eating too.
Yeah, I was trying to eat, and you're like,
eating.
The host.
I thought you was trying to say. I thought you was gonna say something, but you was.
I didn't want to be that person smacking like he said. I wasn't trying to be.
That's what it is. Like I've often equated myself to a person selling a thing that they're good at because people have a lust and desire for it. So,
Well,
keep it pretty, keep it clean. But
all right, so what? So that's what was? Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead. I was
gonna say, what was your craziest moment at a con?
Ooh, so I was just talking about one of those moments, one of those once again mini moments where it was a two-pronged thing. Same show. I had a guy in a Confederate flag T-shirt and his son looking at my art, and I'm judging this guy. I'm like, man, he's kind of quiet and antisocial. Most nerds are, but but I'm taking it the wrong way because that's where my brain went. I'm like, man, this dude, I don't even know why he's at my table looking at my stuff. And he's there for like about 10 minutes, him and his son. And I'm trying to do my brandy stuff, and hey, and none of it's working. Just, block. Hey, what are you into? I don't know, stuff, characters. I'm like, okay. Hey, so what do you do? Yeah, I'm just looking. I'm like, fine. People tell me that, I usually move on to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
This guy comes back and buys like $400 worth of stuff. So I had to eat shit on that. Like, oh, I was really thinking you were the most whatever, but really he's just a quiet, shy guy. The crazy thing that happens is this black Green Lantern, he was John Stewart Green Lantern cosplayer, is hanging out at my booth, and out of nowhere, mid-sentence, he just vomits over the floor everywhere in front of my booth. It was like somebody sent him over to jihad my shit.
You never saw another thing.
If you ever want to see me turn on somebody,
oh my god,
like a grandma with a cat that had pissed on the porch, just like get the hell out of me. Go, oh wait, man, I turned that dude so quick. So
not if you want to see me turn on somebody.
I ended up being the racist that day.
Oh man,
no more black vomiters.
Did he get it? He didn't get it on the work, did he? He got it on just on the floor, right?
Look, man. If I'm being real, like he didn't get it on the inventory, but I'm sure the splash got on some of the shit. But I didn't want to think about it. It was pre-COVID when you didn't have to think about it.
Now you look at everybody. Now somebody sniffles, you look at them crossways.
Is he gonna throw up on my shit?
Well, I had where people had the pet. And the dog took a shit at the crossroads between my booth and a main aisle. So you just don't want to have fecal matter and shit near where the whole saying, don't shit where you eat. Like I got to live that. Like don't do it. Oh, there's a whole world behind there. Holy shit.
Oh yeah. There's life happening beyond these walls.
I feel like you pull that curtain back and you see 3 people tied up and shit. Like, oh shit.
That's about right for him. That's about right.
Call the police.
I learned from the people in Cleveland.
Right.
Man, you know why I'm mad at Cleveland, man?
There's a reason.
Y'all never get brought up for murder. Ever. Chicago always does. Y'all beat Chicago every year. But yet Cleveland gets a pass because ain't no president from Cleveland. I'm just saying. I don't know what kind of ism that is, but it's something. So
Obama-ism.
I'm gonna dedicate my life. I'm gonna dedicate my life to denigrating and elevating Cleveland's murder rate.
Wait a minute. Is this his evil villain speech? Is this happening right now?
I'm running on a platform.
I'm going to make sure that you all know.
Followed by St. Louis.
He's gonna leave St. Louis out
St. Louis, you're next.
No, leave St. Louis alone.
I'm starting a war against Midwestern cities for no goddamn reason.
Yeah, I was like, damn. Leave St. Louis alone. Omaha, Kansas City,
what if y'all went on my site? And this is what I'm talking about on there. Like, fuck Cleveland because murder and evil blacks. And you're like, man, he seemed like such a cool guy.
He's so nice until we get to his website.
That's how we feel white people watching this. Like, yeah, what the hell?
Pretty much.
Just do what you used to do and hide your racism inside your brain parts. We can all live with that. Like, don't put it out there. It's like seeing your dad's dick. Nobody wants to see it. It's all pudding.
And then even when they say stuff like, I've heard
he opens that little robe that he got on.
Yeah, you're like,
that's
when you see your white friends racial, you're like, I didn't want to see
belt.
that, man.
Pretty much. Or
like,
when
people
look
at you the same.
Want some cereal, son?
When some white people will say stuff like it's a bad thing in the sense of, well, it would have just been better if people had stayed segregated. I was like, well, here's the thing. A lot of us now bring up that may not have been so bad had it actually been separate but equal. Because there are a lot of colored people that would prefer not to even fuck with you at all and have their own Wakandan utopia. But if it keeps being burned down every time we have it.
Well, that's the thing. We can't be a raisin in a mayonnaise jar.
That's going to be a problem.
Like we're raising in a mayonnaise jar when it comes to this culture. I mean, the Indians learned that. We learned that. And so people always wonder, how come the slaves never because we were completely surrounded by people that hated our guts. That's one. Two, I hate when I hear shit like this. Well, nobody was against slavery during the time of slavery. So it wasn't like it was bad because most people kind of agree with it. And I'm like, except for the slaves, though, right?
No, they had it right. They said most people. You were not a person.
But they don't. You can
technically we weren't people back then. We were like 3/4.
Nobody was against slavery back then, so quit bringing it up like people were against it. Like, I'm sure the slaves kind of.
My favorite is slaves owned slaves. There were black people. Slavery was everywhere.
I love that one.
Slavery was all over the world. What's wrong with you guys? It's my favorite.
That's my favorite chestnut.
That one still does not make it right.
Oh no, yes it does. Yes, it does.
Shit on the kitchen table doesn't mean you want to still eat at the kitchen.
No, it omits it. Apparently,
oatmeal raisins in an oatmeal cookie.
I'm talking to my friend, and he's bringing up how great the Constitution is and all that. So I was like, that's cool, but it took them 300 fucking years to kind of realize that disenfranchising women and black people kind of doesn't live up to the document. So quit acting like it just evolved into this awesome document very quickly for everybody. And why am I pointing out all the little flaws in it? Like, we were a shit country for longer.
Why you got to bring up old stuff?
Why are you bringing up the past?
Exactly. Like,
that was in the past.
You mean the 60s? I was born in 78. Like, literally mere years later, after I could use the fucking bathroom with you, bruh. Like, chill out on all that,
Well, a lot of them think because we can drink from the same water fountain that we're good. And then when Obama got in office, they're like, we're good, right? We're good.
This makes up for everything.
They thought it made up for everything.
We're square. Right. Are you guys all happy now? Okay, cool.
You're gonna let that stuff go now, right?
Right. We're gonna let it all go. We're gonna forget about it.
Water under the bridge.
As we bring up everything else that's ever happened in U.S. history all the time.
Like I said, to me, man, I think race is important, but it's not the most important thing. Economics is the most important thing. Like Jay-Z don't want me on his lawn any more than a rich white person does, right? It ain't about like rich black people are looking out for poor black people. No, rich people don't like poor people. Like, and so when you
get a job, bum.
Yeah, look, as part of the
I'm trying to work for you, Mr. Rich, sir.
Yeah, as part of the middle class, I take responsibility that we are pretty much the gatekeepers of protecting the mega rich from the mega poor. Like, we're pretty much the wall. We're the ones that's going to be defending capitalism and saying, we're the ones. And whenever you hear
Operation Hide Behind the Darkies.
Well, not even black people, just middle class people. Like, you're not going to be on a podcast with Jeff Bezos. Like, you're never going to be having a casual conversation with a billionaire.
No.
Right, but you can engage with poor people tomorrow and your middle class dad the next day, and that's about as far as you're gonna go in the American chessboard space. You don't get to go like, I'm leaving here, except for Brandy. I'm leaving here and going to talk to the vice counselor in Japan and all that shit.
I will say that's the advantage, especially if you're an agreeably attractive woman. There's circles that I can get in and have been in tax bracket wise where I'm like, damn, I wouldn't have been here if I just had a penis. And if I wasn't on that same level as far as what they make.
And vice versa.
Which is why I brought you on the team.
I actually experienced reverse sexism.
That's that evil genius
at a job of mine where this girl manager was pretty much, at the time I was young and handsome, she was putting all handsome guys in better positions. And I didn't even know how to feel about it. Like, some other girl told me, like, you only got the job because you're an attractive young man. And I'm like, well, thank you.
You're proud of it. You're like,
I can't be offended by that.
There's more chestnut and there's me now, so you better get used to it.
It was so weird. Like, I'm like, I benefited because
looking good.
Men are.
Where's the downside to this conversation?
Just like men are fine being objectified. Like, I've been at cons where I see a guy and if I like his suit, I'm instinctively like getting closer, but I'm like, oh no, I'm not hitting on him. But I'm getting closer to you, but I'm like, ooh, I'm invading your space. And I know if a guy did that to me, I'd be like, hold up now.
No, he's cool with it.
In my space?
No,
he's fine.
Yeah.
He's singing Pretty Ricky, come a little closer, baby.
Yes, Pretty Ricky.
Yeah, women have that superpower because women can all out fill you up and get away with it. Like,
that's the thing about sexual harassment. Women can rub your shoulders and it'd be like,
yeah, and
it's
you like, man,
a woman does a guy like that. The guy's just like, hey, oh, okay, no, it's okay. You brushed against me.
Man.
Yeah, you're not gonna like say nothing. Like,
you're not gonna say no.
I got like an Asperger's against being touched, so I'm like, yeah. And you can ask my wife. My wife knows, like, I don't like strangers fucking with me, man.
Physical contact, no.
It's like,
What's that dude from Grandma's Boy? Get away from me.
That's That's me. And look, after COVID, that shit got on steroids.
Oh, he was like, nope.
The boy in the bubble.
I don't know if I'm ever going back to normal. It could be 10 years from now. I'm like,
I remember what happened.
You look after COVID, since
Look
COVID,
at all the motherfuckers hugging over there.
So much more differently now. You look at things and you like somebody sneeze, you already avoided them, or if somebody coughs, you kind of avoid them anyway. But now
that motherfucker got the plague.
Right.
You start throwing that motherfucker on a raft by himself out in the middle of nowhere, like the Vikings used to do the one call. Your ass on that raft to nowhere, motherfucker.
yeah,
I don't care if you like, no, bitch, no, hit the raft. You be like,
put him out.
Set him on fire.
Listen,
he got
you
to
don't
go.
want him in the community. Put him out now.
Great Bear must go.
Not Great Bear. That's the name.
He who coughs too loud got to go over there, because I'm trying to stay safe over here, and I got people
like
to
I
check
just
you.
choked on a piece of chicken.
Nah, man.
No,
I ain't even doing the Heimlich. He got to go. He can be like, nope, he choked.
I have
coughing.
regular allergies, and my son was looking at me. He was like, "You good?" I was like, "I know you fucking lying."
You over there dying, B.
What do you do? Come around the corner.
That's him exactly.
You walk in the room, be like, "Hey, I know you ain't in here choking, coughing, right? Barricade this door with you inside of it."
I'm like, I'm glad I know where we stand in like a zombie apocalypse, because you definitely plan on getting rid of me.
Well, this is kind of it. Like anybody that says they want an apocalypse, I'm like,
this was it.
You can't even handle
This
wearing masks and shit. You don't want to
And buying toilet paper.
Let's go back to that, because these motherfuckers still buying toilet paper.
No, a lot of people are still shopping in like that panic mode, and I'm like, can we stop this? Like now?
Like, how many
6
people
months
live in
later.
your house? Oh, it's just me and my wife. Why do you need?
Listen,
These
a
dumb
36 roll
motherfuckers
of
is eating the toilet paper.
Look, man, if we just would switch over to my favorite invention from the Middle East, bidets, we wouldn't need all this toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
good old bidets.
That
They had them all over the
That is
place in
rich.
Japan.
That is rich.
Rich.
That is.
That's real rich. Right?
That's rich.
It's not though. It's
not a rich
just an extra
thing.
hole
It's nice.
I know,
where
but
it needs to be, and it like
And you can make one, like they have it on Amazon, where you can actually attach it to your regular toilet.
You feel so refreshed.
I had water shoot up my bum the other day, and I feel so. Have you
the
talking
rich
different?
ones I've been on a rich one.
Caviar and champagne dreams.
Dry you off too, so you get up feeling like you just took an ass shower.
The water was so refreshing.
It's great. The Middle East was on to something, man.
Get to my champagne and my good slippers.
I just like that you called him like ass shower. I'm just gonna use that.
That's what it is.
I love
like
it.
it's like a direct to the point. Like, hey,
Direct to the point.
The dirtiest, most bacteria-filled part of your body needs a direct fucking shower.
And that's a good question to ask somebody. Like, how are you into ass showers? That's. I need to know.
What kind of Tinder profile is that?
I think, no, that's not a Tinder thing. That's a first date thing. Like, so how do you feel about ass showers? Like, what are we?
As I cut my steak.
Direction like,
oh my God.
Okay, all right.
You know what? Hey, look,
are you into that?
Is that your thing?
How do you feel about that?
From what Brandy has been telling us, like when she goes on a date, I swear I'm gonna have to be like in the restaurant, like at the next table.
That's gonna be a good documentary.
Just like.
I mean,
really.
Brandy's last date, she was acting about ass showers. This time,
this is not a put down. Brandy is indicative of 99% of Black women her age. Like you can learn, like take it in. They're not like fucking nuns anymore, guys. Like they're not your auntie, who's probably pretty nasty too, but just you didn't know about it.
She was the old nasty.
They hit it like it's just
over the pants, under mouth stuff.
And as guys, we got away with this shit forever. Look at fucking rap music, like. We say the most raunchiest shit, and we're like, but that comes along, we're like, that's nasty.
Oh my God,
Megan Thee Stallion's
called it a wop.
How dare she?
Fucking what was it? 2 Live Crew comes along, genius, revolutionary.
Pop that
Yes,
thing
don't
and
stop.
now-
Pop that.
Yeah.
Niggas is in the club like, oh, that's my shit. She like, wop. Oh my
Man.
God, the wop.
Oh my God. And I'm in the car, face
Oh
down,
no,
ass up.
this won't stand, my good man. We cannot have her.
But it
talking
happens
about her
all the
wop.
time. But people pick and choose that shit because I'm like, Kaya came out literally leading a song. All you ladies pop your pussy like this. Literally. So we're not gonna act like WAP is some big thing. We had Little Kim, we had Foxy. We're not gonna act like
I don't understand why it's such a new thing.
it's not. It's new for
Because
you,
people
but
have
new
more
for them.
time this year. That's why they're
Here's what I'm
dissecting
calling it.
lyrics
Here's
harder.
what I call it. I got the term for this shit. And this goes with Black Lives Matter, go with all of it. It's called the Christopher Columbus syndrome. Shit doesn't exist until white people discover it. Then they're like, like fucking big booties. Like, oh wow, we love full figure women. Give us a fucking cookie. Like, what the fuck y'all been? Like y'all discovered.
I thought that was a good Saturday night back in the day. Now it's
been around for 100 years.
yeah, it was just a normal evening on my block to see a nice jungle buddy.
America
Jungle, not
accepting full figure women, which by the way, I can't even handle. I be seeing the ass. I'm like, God damn. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, you know, they're like, oh, what? She's a fat girl. I'm like, that girl ain't fat. What you talking about? That girl is racking.
It is kind of crazy.
On the cover of JCPenney.
I worked with a girl, and I don't think she's watching, so I won't put her name out there. I hope not. But she's white,
Megan.
and her body is crazy. She got a fat ass, right? And I'm like,
she
girl,
got a fat ass, son.
Right? I was like, girl, you got it together, in my opinion. And she's like, oh, I need to lose some weight. I'm like, your waist is about the size of my 13-year-old son's, and you like 2 of me at the bottom. And you're talking about you need to lose weight, and I'm like, I forget we're from 2 different worlds, and to your people, you're too big.
Yeah, to her people,
and I'm just like, girl,
that's the sin.
What was that on White Chicks? That white that scene in the store in White Chicks. That's the difference.
That's what it is. I'm like, you need a beautiful chocolate man.
Here's Sally Cellulite too. Hold on.
Yeah,
tell her to take a walk in East Cleveland somewhere. See what happens.
Right, or a girl that I follow. And she does regular like Harley Quinn cosplay. That's all she does. And I feel like she does a great job with all the different ones she puts out there. So she does one that's the more recent Harley. And because of how she was standing in the picture, like when I was scrolling down time, all I saw was ass. So I stopped and I was like, who is that?
Ass.
And then I said, oh, okay then. And then I was like, girl, you look good. And then I look at the caption and she's just like, I look so fat in this picture. Like, why do I look so fat? And I'm like, again, come to the dark side because I don't understand that body image thing.
Yeah,
and I don't.
See, that's a major thing, you know, especially in the geek world. It's like a major thing. It's almost in reality. If you've read any comic in the 90s or in the 80s or even now, you know, these weird contortionist styles that they would have the women in, insane. Like, let's face it, there's no way without catching a cramp in their leg or their foot or something.
Shit's supposed to touch the back of their head.
Right, you know, but
how'd
then
you get the knees over the elbows?
Right, but the elbow. But then you have in real world, you have full figure women, right, that want to cosplay Harley, who want to cosplay Poison Ivy, who want to do Catwoman, and it's okay.
Right,
I'm nothing wrong with it. You know,
do it.
If you can build it, wear it. You know, there's a way to do it. It's just like if you were a size 10 or size 5 compared to a size 16.
It goes to what I said before, man. You got internet world and internet stand. We'll call them 2 different countries. An internet stand, you can't do anything progressive. But in real world stand, like nobody cares.
No, they don't care. I've never had anybody in real world say one nasty thing about my Black Ariel before it was announced she was Black. And then when my picture started floating around, when I was happy about it, honey, they came out. They were mad. And I'm just
how dare you?
What?
Ariel was ripped off of a Black version of that story to begin with, though. That's
like most things. Why
the hell do you think they got a Jamaican ass crab under the sea?
Under the sea.
Black as fuck. Black as fuck. Oh my God.
But see, that goes to that's a culture thing too. A lot of people didn't know that Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Charlie was originally a Black kid.
I can see that. Actually, it's funny that you bring that up.
There was 16 people in that house.
I was
that was a dead giveaway and it was poor.
And Grandpa Joe wasn't shit.
I'm gonna ask y'all.
He only got up when he had some money. That's how my grandfather was.
He only got up when he found out. He was like, "Oh, we going to the factory? Hold on, let me get
that nigga's legs work good as hell."
Y'all saw a movie with a poor. Ready Player One's kind of there, but he motherfucker still had a PR set.
Yeah, I'm like,
with a poor man, like deep poverty. Like it struck me because I just watched it maybe 3 or 4 months ago. I was like, holy shit, I don't really watch shit with poor people in it. It goes back to what I was saying before. Like the main character is always kind of middle class. Hell, Luke Skywalker wasn't poor. Them motherfuckers could afford droids and shit.
He really wasn't poor.
When you say it like that, you're like, I don't even feel bad for you anymore.
To be honest with you.
You're a liar.
You're a liar.
So like,
I thought you were a hustler.
It's kind of like the starting point, but like to have like these motherfuckers eating cabbage soup for dinner. God damn it.
That cabbage water, baby.
I was like,
boy,
damn.
You know they was tearing that room up, boy. You know that. It's a good thing they had holes in
it.
It
wasn't even cabbage in it. It was just water.
It was just water, just hot water.
They're saying if this poor kid, because I actually love that movie, if he hooked up with Steve Jobs or some shit, then his life would be better. If he got with this great inventor that made all this stuff and pulled him out of power, then we all know that's bullshit. Like fucking Jeff Bezos ain't hanging out with no fucking broke ass black kid.
No.
I just like the way you say it.
It goes to show you the narratives. We don't even tell ourselves. Remember when the banker was the bad guy in the movie? The bankers
that was like all through like the 80s and the 90s, big time. They come through and ruin everything.
That came out of Depression era. People were losing their.
I need your house.
But now, capitalist culture don't want you looking at the banks as bad no more. So they're not the bad guy anymore. Now it's because
they're the saviors.
Now it's the people selling drugs are the bad people, and terrorism and illegal immigrants. But they don't show what they used to show back when there was more white solidarity.
Nancy, man.
Nancy.
Man. You never gave me your dirty coppers. Nancy.
Yeah. Oh, that's a whole nother topic. The game.
They would have got away with it too.
Like, where did you learn on criminal? Like, man, have you seen white crime movies? Like, it was all white crime. White on white crime.
Fill him full of lead, Rocky. Fill him full of lead.
Yes. I love those phrases from back then. Down the river. Why don't we talk like that anymore? Gave him some cement bolts
and put him in the water.
I was watching a James
slipping with the fishies,
and he said, "I gotta get
with some concrete shoes."
I didn't know Gat was from there. He was like, I gotta get my Gat. I was like,
that was way back in the day. That wasn't no black turn. That was way back in the 40s.
I know it's short for my Gat gun, but I didn't know they had already made it into slang in the 40s.
Yeah, see, I got my Gat. See, yeah. You never take me alive, coppers. Yeah. Fuck you, coppers. Yeah.
And you could trace crime throughout the different cultures and see who had to participate in it to make it in America. And what's interesting is, what do we say about poor people? That they're destined to be criminals. They're going to sell drugs. But think about how hard it is to fucking be a criminal, man.
I feel like
I'm too lazy to be a criminal. Like, I cannot just go out there and put my
look here, see, we're going to go ahead and we're going to, Johnny, you're going to go down to the docks. To the docks? I don't want to go down to the docks.
Especially Gotham. Think about the criminals in Gotham, though. They had it the worst.
Like,
you mind your own business?
They getting punched by a billionaire.
Yeah, you getting punched by a rich guy because you trying to make a little extra money. You know what I'm saying?
And ironically enough, he's the reason why you're broke in the first place, because Wayne Enterprise
shut down shit.
I'm like, what is Wayne Enterprise's intern system like? Like, who are we hiring here? Like, what is going on?
You're not hiring nobody
at all.
Bruce
and I love Bruce.
He said at the beginning, everybody got to shut down factory in their city. Who shut down the factories? Bruce Wayne.
Yeah,
that's why.
See, LexCorp don't look so bad now, does it?
Look, I'm gonna shut my mouth before my door gets kicked in, because y'all.
Bruce come in. Swear to me.
Swear to me.
Mythos comes from Randianism, objectivism. And once you understand that, you realize, oh, okay, how come everybody's a rich white man that's also enterprising, but also wants to go out and,
save criminals?
Yeah, it's just because it comes from that Randian, Nietzschean Ubermensch mentality. But like we all know today, that first of all, Batman would have black sidekicks if he getting street kids. That's one.
Period.
Two, he'd also be exclusively beating up on marginalized people. but this motherfucker fighting district attorneys and aristocrats and shit.
Not the DA. He just be beating everybody's ass.
Think about
He
it.
be holding people from buildings. I'm like, what's
And
going
that's-
on?
And then he
That's how
break
they-
their jaw and make them talk. Like, how you
That's
gonna talk
how
with a
they
broken
cleverly-
jaw?
That's
Punch him in
how
the jaw.
Batman cleverly was able to kind of slip slide the obvious stuff that, oh man, he's beating up fucking aristocrats and fucking lawyers.
Rich
He's going
He's
to
not going-
galas,
he's
like
not
busting
going-
into balls and
He's not going
busting
after
balls.
he's not going to half the
To beat
GCPD
street thugs.
GCPD who's crooked in the first place and saying like, Jim, you know this guy's no good. I'm gonna whoop his ass and then that's it. You know,
Yeah.
he's not doing that.
No,
Like
no.
you said, he's going after the DAs. He's like Harvey
The
was
mayor
a
of
good man.
Detroit.
Like, he was a good man. What the hell?
Not the
What's his name?
mayor of Detroit.
Kwame Quickpatrick, you went after him. Like, how you go after mayors, my guy?
Crushed his throat. Doesn't
Oh,
care.
Talk.
We're getting ready to wrap up, but so Terry, how can everybody find you? Tell them about your product.
Man,
where
I
they
feel
can
like
find
you asked me that a long time ago and I never answered. Yeah,
No, he
it's
did.
my fault. It's
Terry
my
with
fault.
the art.
Terry, just pretty
Oh,
much
Terry.
Terry Huddleston art. You type that in,
Google.
it gets you to all my pages. My wife convinced me to quit trying to have a fruity frou-frou name and just basically use my name as my business name instead of.
Hold on, what was the fruit?
What was he gonna use?
So I had imaginary concepts with a damn brain as a logo, which never use a brain for a logo. It's so pretentious. And then I had hero
That's
art
smart.
and hero press and all that. Because in the beginning I was trying to hide from Marvel and DC because I didn't know when they were going to shut me down for basically doing all this unlicensed art. But it comes to find out you're not hiding from them if you're an artist out there. They know what you're doing if you're on a big enough scale. And two, as long as you respect the brand and as long as you basically don't try to do merchandise and sell toys and all that shit, they don't come after you. It's a privilege, not a right. But people, how do you get away with the license? It's like that you don't really get away with it. They just don't police it. It's like marijuana.
Well,
But marijuana, you can tell I don't smoke. It's like marijuana.
I was just gonna
Wacky
say he did
tobacco.
say it like that. He said
Yeah,
like he was
marijuana.
wearing a wire. I'm like, what's going on?
They got marijuana.
We got a few of those green t-shirts.
Zip it
for sale
up and
over there.
zip it out.
See, man.
I'm like an
No,
inverse.
hey.
I'm like an inverse where like most of my family did drugs, sex, and rock and roll. So to rebel, I'm like, I'm gonna get married to the same woman.
I'm
Have all my
gonna
kids
keep my
in one
family
person.
together.
I'm gonna show you
I'm
guys.
gonna show you, and that's literally what I did. So like, I'm like the square, I'm like the black sheep and the fucking square of the family. It's weird.
We're gonna be functional.
Like,
Oh.
yeah, I'm like the one that
We're gonna talk about
Terry
our
has a
feelings.
happy family.
Terry talks about his feelings, y'all.
He communicates effectively with his wife.
He admits he has man crushes. But
Ah!
let me tell you before we wrap up how I discovered the man crush. It was fucking because of Fight Club. White dudes do not shut the fuck up about Tyler Durden and Fight Club. And you can tell, like, you want to fuck him.
I love
Like,
Fight Club.
You don't even know it yet, but you have a crush on Brad Pitt. Like, nah. He's just such a good
see?
actor, man. Like,
He's just so cool.
No, you
No.
want to fuck Tyler Durden. They're
Oh,
still
no,
obsessed with him to this day.
A lot
like
of
you,
men act
Chris
like
Hansen.
that about Drake. I hear some men the way they talk about Drake, and I'm like, do you want to suck his dick now or later? Like,
But
Drake
hey,
doesn't
check this
know
out.
you.
Come to find out, I didn't know this. Obviously, nobody did at the time. The writer of the book Fight Club is gay. Like it was definitely meant to be homoerotic.
oh,
And I picked up on. I'm like, dude, this is like male on male
That was-
fantasy. They
That was
just
the light
kind of.
bulb moment.
I mean,
then.
they
That was
did
the light
seem
bulb
kind of
moment.
close.
I've
Hey.
never really seen it like that, but I never seen the movie. But
Okay,
sure.
you're not gonna not be
Sure.
able to see it that way now.
Yeah, now that I've seen.
yeah,
it.
now it
Now-
changes if I
now
go
that I'm
watch him. Be
looking,
like,
I'm
this is really gay. Like,
And
not even trying to be
I'm not
funny.
making it gay. The movie's
Yeah, I
fucking
know.
gay. The movie is fucking gay. Like for good, for bad, or whatever. Like, but so to deny it is stupid too. Like, no, it's not gay. It's straight. Like, nah, that movie gay as hell.
No, don't talk about it like that. No, leave Britney alone.
Not leave Britney alone. You know that there's a lot of straight men listening like that. They're like, no.
I don't want to hear this.
I
No,
don't have
la, 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 la.
a gay white man trapped inside my body. Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Oh,
You
man.
got Achilles trapped inside you. But anyway,
Ooh, that's a good one.
look, man,
That's so
Troy,
nice.
the movie Troy sucks except for it doesn't.
Oh,
Like if
true.
you watch it to pass a paper in school, you're getting a fucking F. because that shit ain't accurate at all.
No, but they look good. I'm like Orlando.
But if you
Bloom,
watch it, because
Brad
once
Pitt.
again, you got a man crush on Brad Pitt, you'll enjoy it.
And he looks the fuck good. You know, I feel like I know when a man looks really good when not only am I drooling over him, but I'm also like, I need to go harder in the gym.
There you
Your
go.
body is cool.
And that's you actually hit the tenet of what a man crush is. Fucking nobody came out of 300 that's a guy fucking not want to go to the gym. Like we knew, me and all our homies, we all fat fucks after we watched 300. Like, damn man, like I want to roll up with my motherfucking shirt off.
Yeah, with my
a bunch
crew.
of motherfucking
Pretty much
like baby oil.
Exactly.
They went to war with baby oil and capes.
And
that movie was a
and
male
feathered hair.
That was a male chick flick. That was a male chick
Male
flick.
chick flick.
We all wanted to go get makeup on and get done up and walk out like half
This is
naked.
Sparta.
Like,
I
you
love
mean to
that
tell me
movie.
none of y'all motherfuckers was fat? Like, none of y'all.
None, not even the people in the back, because I've
None
watched
of
that
y'all?
movie several times. You can look at the
Like-
extras.
Like,
Everybody
none of y'all?
is chiseled out.
Yeah.
Like, you looking in the bag of like, you got to have at least one.
300 people
But
and
look,
none of
but
y'all
look,
was like eating
the
too
new-
much
the
hummus.
The new generation
Extra,
looking at
just
drug
eating
scenes like,
extra.
I want to be like that dude with all the drip.
Right.
Child.
Like I want to be like him. So like
It's a dude. Speaking of which, it's a dude who really got a diamond tear put in his face.
Please stop.
Yeah.
I swear to God.
Are we talking
Black
about this,
people.
Paul? Are we
I don't
talking-
know. That's just dumb. Yeah, I'm talking about
Look,
it.
I'll tell y'all what. Obviously, we got copious amounts of subject matters that we can go into. Y'all can bring me on as just like a thing. I don't even got to be the guy. Just
Well, you're
you
the
know,
new host because you
anytime.
already shitted on him. So that's-
Yeah, you just kind of
Is this your kid?
like to right here. You're talking about
I'm
this
the
is
captain. No,
this is
and
my
he jumped
my
in his
captain.
face talking about what you want for Christmas. What are you hoping for?
Hey, I was like, I had to step back because Chris asked me. He was like, yeah, Chris. So what do you want, nigga?
Yeah,
it was
Chris.
tag teaming,
Besides
man.
your show back,
Tag
what you
teaming,
ain't
man.
never gonna
Man,
get.
see that look he was giving him was very Tupac and
Tag
Juice.
teaming.
He was giving him that Tupac and
The
Juice.
Tupac
look.
and Juice.
Yeah.
I got the juice.
I got the juice now, Chris. Look at
I got
me.
He said, at first, when you said I was trying to take your show,
I took it.
Man, you know what?
okay.
That speaking of juice, I actually missed the era when like we had anti-gang movies. People barely remember that.
Yeah, there
No,
was
there was a time. Yeah, there
It was like,
a
don't
time.
get in the gang, kid. Don't sell drugs, kids.
That was kind of like
little Tommy. Don't do it. Stay
Yeah.
off the streets. Now it's like
Now-
go out there and beat
Nah,
somebody,
now
Tommy.
it's
But see,
power.
that,
Yeah, it's
yeah,
power.
not, yeah,
like,
exactly. You get
you gotta do
You
it
are
to
not
that
gonna get on
whole-
power like that. Leave power alone.
Well, see, but see, let's
Tyreek
face
is
it.
doing the best he can for that family. Okay.
Is he?
Is he though?
House
Really?
No, he is. We can talk about that off this because I ain't even gonna get us into another hour because I am now
Hey,
a
have
fan of
all y'all
Tyreek
seen
St.
Sorry to
Patrick.
bother you yet?
Yes, I loved
Okay,
it.
because that's for us. That's
Oh,
for white
yeah,
people.
yeah. God, I
Keith
loved it.
Stanfield.
Like I couldn't believe we got our own movie. Like holy shit!
Got one.
It was perfect.
That
Especially-
twist.
And I
especially
was a
twist.
telemarketer. And
Yeah,
Brandon,
I'm like,
I
you
was
worked in
doing
a call
the
center, and I'm like, use your white voice. I'm like,
use your white voice.
This is
Okay,
my
I
white
wait.
ain't
voice.
talking Will
Oh,
Smith. I'm talking.
No, I'm not gonna put Brandy out there like that. I was like, what
Mm.
is your white voice?
never mind. It's every day.
pretty much. And like, I literally felt like that. Like, I feel like my regular speaking voice has more bass to it.
Dude,
And-
I was in fucking Canada, not to cut you off, and a motherfucker was like, "Where are you from? Indiana?" I was like, "How the fuck?"
Gary, Indiana.
I thought I was being non-regional.
No, you know what I've heard before when I lived in Omaha and I worked for ESPN. They told me the reason they hire a lot of people is in that area because there's a lot of call
correct.
centers there is
Oh.
because we don't sound like we're from anywhere. So they're like, we want
You're
that at the call
nondescript.
centers. Yeah. So your voice is racially
But you get that
ambiguous.
from
And I'm
being a
like,
military,
oh.
like military kids have
all
that too.
day,
Yeah.
military all day.
Yeah.
Because as soon as we got back to the
Your
States
voice
and I was
really
spending summers
ambiguous.
elsewhere, I was getting dragged. I'm like, I thought I talked like y'all. And my cousins in Philly is like, bitch, you don't talk like us. And I'm like, I thought that was one of y'all.
Man.
Yo, B.
Yeah. I had
this
a
is
white dude tell
crazy.
me, he was
Right,
like-
right. That's me as fuck. I'm like, yo, guys, are we gonna go to the gas station and get
So
some?
are we gonna smoke that weed, my good
I had
man?
this white
You
dude
got
from
any of the
Seattle tell me-
stickiest of the icky? And they're
I
like,
do say.
He was like, man,
Like,
I don't
look,
you couldn't
understand
even get it
half
out.
the
You
words
couldn't
you
get it
use
out.
sometimes, man. I was like, damn.
and you don't even. I don't even feel like I have a super extensive vocabulary. But you say something, and you're like, you didn't know what that meant. Like you couldn't even do a context clue thing. Like you didn't
My
know what
wife
that
just
meant.
called me out on that shit the other day. I used the word hypnagogic. She was like, that sounds like
What?
a Terry word.
Oh,
You like that word,
I
don't
love
you?
you, Leah.
I was like, I do like it. Like,
What is that?
it mean it's the state between being awake and being asleep.
Oh
like-
shit! You learn something
Oh.
new every day. 'Cause I've never
Yeah,
heard
you gotta say it.
Look, now he about to tear that shit up.
you old hypnagogic niggas out here. They all doing this, doing the most.
No. Well, I guess
I
it
mean,
could
you-
work. You old half sleep niggas.
Y'all
Honestly,
ain't woke.
Half sleep niggers sounds a lot better.
You're dreaming. Yours sounded a little racist, actually. You put the hard ER on it. Like,
She did put
It's
the
the
hard
voice.
R on it.
It's
I
the
jumped a little bit
voice.
like, oh.
Brandy. All right,
God.
I did not
It's
know
the
that.
voice, not Brandy. And
You neck twirling bastard.
For shame, I'm sorry.
Oh man. But yeah.
Dishonored
so,
the people. I'm
Let
gonna
me
go
wrap-
hit that RAF.
Let me wrap this up.
Buddy's still
I'm
here.
on a
I'm-
2-hour hit. DC, tell them what's up. Going to close the spots. We're going to close the spots. What you want to close out with? Go ahead.
Watch Hamilton because that's how Brandy talks every day.
like fast.
You.
Like
you.
Thou does not know what you're doing. Thank you very much.
gotcha.
What the shit tomorrow? We'll be live at 7. We're doing a year in review / preview for next year. So follow us everywhere. What the shit? Brandy's our new editor-in-chief to get all the women folk to gussy up the page a little bit, make it look a
Gussy it
little,
up. 'Cause it's a
Gussy up. What
fucking
are we
mess.
little less caveman and more
Hey,
Child.
universal.
Future is brown and female. Remember that shit.
I know.
Like,
I couldn't get that one girl from but so I got the next best thing.
wow.
You got Brandy.
man.
What the fuck?
Your political
Time out.
capital.
Time the fuck out. You
fucked that
telling me
up
there
like
was
a Tony
another.
Hawk trick, man. Like you were accruing points and they just all collapsed. Like, oh,
I fell. Like
Oh.
Sonic dropping the
And
rings.
He literally
Like,
just likes to
Oh.
see the world burn. He just like pulled the
There go that
I'm
bridge.
gay, too.
Some men
Guess
just
what?
like
I
to see
watched
the
the
world
wild
burn.
I'm that guy.
My
I'll
name's
stand on the
Michael
bridge with you
Jackson.
while it burns. It's
It's-
toasty.
They're like, why is he doing this? He's like, it's about sending a message. Why?
Yeah, it's not the
Why?
money. It's just that I like to see the
It's not the
chaos and what
money.
happens.
Yeah.
Brandy.
The
what-
psychological fact of it that,
Anyway,
psychologically.
I was gonna say,
Hypnagogic.
follow and watch What the Shit, but now that I ain't shit because he apparently had another bitch that was supposed to do this shit.
Oh,
Fuck that
Cardinal.
shit. You
Cardinal
can
sin.
watch.
Cardinal sin.
You can like and follow.
I guess I said that out loud, didn't I?
Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did.
No, you were the first choice for real.
I was the only choice.
Yeah.
So
Okay. Whatever helps you sleep at light
You
at
know,
night,
had a
you know.
You
chance.
keep
Like,
talking. You
The
keep
trap
talking.
door had closed back up, and you were like,
He
you
doesn't
had a
care.
magic-
Ah!
Yeah, I think I
Waka,
went-
waka.
Now when I'm editing the page, it's gonna be nothing but like Tyler Durden memes and all type of shit on that bitch now.
That is.
Thanks for letting me.
You're gonna
do
get a whole
this.
different crowd if you do that. If you know,
Right.
you'll get the
What
Proud
the
Boys.
shit?
What the shit? What the shit?
Anyway, follow me on Instagram with our Golden
The
Goddess
bidet.
page. Yes, for bidet. When a free bidet finished it, following Golden Goddess, but we're
Oh.
on Facebook and
That
Instagram.
just went weird in my mind. The golden goddess
I
showers
literally thought
to
the
the
same
bidet. That is okay.
if we get
How'd you get it so warm?
if we get to about 100 followers, DC will hook you up with a Golden Goddess
The
bidet
bubbles.
shower.
That pause scared me. I was like, no, he doesn't have that much urine to go around.
I don't.
Not urine.
I'm gonna have to drink a lot of
You're
stuff,
right.
man.
You said it like the shit that be reading it back to you on the phone. It's
Exactly.
urine.
Exactly. I medicalized that shit. You're right.
Follow us on the Triangle. That's another podcast I do. I'm doing too much right now. Follow Oh So You're Brandy just to do it and see my selfies because I'll be working on my fitness. And watch Attack on Titan season 4 just came out. That shit goes hard.
I read
and-
the books.
If you haven't, I read. So the fuck what?
I want to remember. I already know what's gonna happen now.
I hate those. We need a whole episode about those gatekeepers.
You gotta get subtitles.
It's
Oh
coming.
yeah,
It's
you.
coming.
Oh, you subs? But I am a bit of that person.
Bitch, I don't know Chinese.
Okay. And watch Castlevania because I'm still like pushing that because the last season was fucking incredible. So if you
Yeah,
ain't
that was
watched
good.
it, watch it because that shit, them last 3 episodes, season 3, over. So I'm ready for that.
You can watch Blerd's Eye View on YouTube. You can catch us anywhere on social media. You can listen to it anywhere on podcasts. And Brandy is also our editor for Blerd's Eye View. So
doing so much.
unlike DC, she was my first choice.
Oh, she was my first choice.
Oh, you lying because your voice went up. Lying ass. What the fuck was that? Mickey Mouse head ass.
I believe him, yo. I don't know why, but I do.
Oh man, I want to thank Terry Huddleston for coming on, talking just about everything with us, and he's definitely coming back again.
He's fantastic.
One time for Terry. Hold on, it's a long one, so let's bow, take it in. People love it.
So until next time, remember to educate yourself and others, entertain yourself and others, and empower yourself and others. I'm your host, Chris Fury, with Cosplay Diva and DC. We're out.
Hold on, Chris.
Titty sprinkles.
Yeah!
Why is he here?
For that reason alone, good night and good evening.
Good night, everybody.